Good morning, everyone, and welcome on in to the Adventure Network. I'm your host, as always, Crafty Fox, and a good morning to everybody. Good morning to Kagan and to Titanic. Welcome on into Games with Jewel and to Zero Wolf. Good morning, good day to No and Winter Wolf. Welcome on in, Tauco. And I don't know, Titanic. I think I said Titanic already, but I'll say it again. And welcome on in. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, and good night to Log Cal and Firewing. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. How are we all doing today? And nope, Firewing, as I said multiple times on Tuesday and in Discord, I was off yesterday because we were in Chicago. I mentioned it multiple times on Tuesday that Stream Wednesday was canceled, that Zero Wolf and I were going into Chicago to go to the Field Museum. We had a nice day off, kind of date day, out in the city yesterday, and it was quite enjoyable, despite the not-so-nice weather in the morning. Despite the illness I have, who wants a cold? I do not want a cold, Titanic. Nope. Keep that to yourself, my friend. Sharing is caring, except for in the cases of having a summer cold. So please, keep it to yourself. We spread kindness and love here, not the flu. But no, in all seriousness, Titanic, I hope you feel better. Because, yeah, having a summer cold is not fun. Having a summer cold is very, very not fun. And yes, Flash. Savior of the universe. You know, I've seen the Flash Gordon movie, and I hate saying that it's actually really good. Like, for all intents and purposes, the Flash Gordon movie actually is pretty good. And I think a lot of it is because they knew they were making a stupid movie, and they just went, okay, we're making a dumb movie. Let's have fun with it. And boy, howdy did they. Boy, howdy did they have fun with that. It's one of those movies that it's so... They knew they were making it, and they're like, we don't care, we're still going to make it, and that, I think, is what made it so good. Yeah, no, I'll pass on all of that, Titanic. I will pass on all of that. No thank you to any of that. I am already... See, the funny thing is, Titanic, I have all of that without being sick. Like, the itchy eyes and body aches and congestion and headache are kind of a daily thing for me. So, no, I don't want them to be any worse. Because, I mean, I got them good old allergies. So I've always got the itchy eyes and congestion, body aches and headaches because I'm old. So no, I'll pass on that. And also congrats on that stream streak, Batman. And I'll tell you about my trip. I believe I did Titanic, but the fog of my brain is not remembering details. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, you were visiting family, but I could be completely wrong. I believe you said you were visiting family, but I might be completely wrong about that. Because I don't have a memory span, and I am very, very, very tired this morning. We had a very, very good day in Chicago, despite the forecast and them saying that it was going to be a terrible weather day. Ended up not being too bad. It really did end up not being too bad. It was worse in the morning. We actually ended up getting a little bit of a walkies in yesterday after we had dinner. We walked from the ramen place we went to the train station. So we at least got a little bit of walking around downtown Chicago. Not much, though. Because we took the train not the train. We took the train into Chicago, and then we took the bus from the train station to the Field Museum because it was pouring rain. when we got into the city. And I'm like, we're not walking 2 miles in the rain. No, thank you. I will pay the $4 or $5 it is to get a bus pass for the day. Yeah, I bet, Zero. I think our temp topped yesterday at 68. Oh, no, actually, no, that's a lie. I think I made it up to like 72 yesterday. But the trade-off is that it was really nasty weather for most of the day. Um, it was really, really nasty weather for most of the day yesterday. Thankfully, though, we were inside and getting the heat going. No hand gestures, but at least you get the sound effect. And also, welcome on in, Games Jewel. If I didn't say hello to you or to Matt, welcome in, welcome in. How were the fossils? Oh man, it was a good exhibit, Batman. It was a good exhibit. Like they did a exceptional, and I'll get pictures, words, correct order. I will get pictures posted this afternoon. I just have to not be lazy and get them onto the computer, and then I'll put them on Discord. No, the Pokemon exhibit at the Field Museum was worth going to. It was definitely worth going to, particularly on a free Wednesday, where Illinois residents get a freebie to go into the museum. Saved us $60 going on Wednesday. No, the exhibit was 100% worth going to. Like, it was really neat how they put it together, where they very much were tying in the real fossils to the Pokemon exhibits, like with Tyrantum and Tyrunt, the two Tyrannosaur Pokemon. They had an entire room dedicated to them, and they had Sue's head, the famous T-Rex that Chicago has. They had a casting of that T-Rex's head in the corner right next to Tyrantrum. So, like, you've got this giant Pokemon fossilized skeleton standing next to a casting of Sue's head. And I'm like, okay, you did a very good job on this, Chicago. And I didn't realize that they Pokemified the people that put together the exhibit. So, like, the 3 people at the Field Museum that were in charge of, like, making the exhibit, they made them Pokemon characters. It was really cool. It was a really, really, really cool exhibit. And I will not deny that walking into that exhibit, and the first thing you see is Pikachu riding an Aerodactyl. And it's a life-size statue, so it's huge. It takes up half the room. I will not deny I got a little emotional walking into that room and going, this is cool. Like, this is genuinely cool being here. But the really neat thing is how many parents were there with their kids. How many parents were there with their kids that were taking them around the exhibit and going, hey, and look at this one. This is my favorite fossil Pokemon. And explaining to the kid, like, and it was very weird because usually when you go to a museum, the kid is telling the parents about all of the fossils, like all the dinosaurs and stuff. It's the kid educating the parents. But you're going through the Pokemon thing with all the fossils, and it was the adults telling the kids about the Pokemon, and then the kids would tell them about the fossils that the Pokemon were based on. It was really neat. It was really, really, really neat to see. And I think because we went in the afternoon, a lot of the dumb people were already gone. Because apparently, talking with a couple people at the museum, the first couple slots of the day, like right when the museum opens, like the 9:15, the 9:30, and the 10 o'clock slots, are mostly not people there to see the exhibit. There are people that just want to get into the Pokemon exhibition store. Because apparently we were talking with one couple that had just gone through the exhibit, and they were repackaging their swag. Apparently there were people that would, like, rush to the exhibit, be first in line, and, like, actually, like, muscle their way into the front of the line. They'd basically jog through the exhibit just to get to the ending, to get their their voucher to get into the exhibition store, and then they'd run across the hallway to be like one of the first people in the exhibition store to buy whatever they need to buy. Like, we know you're scalpers. Like, no joke. Zero and I got there, I think we got to the museum around 9:30. And it takes about half an hour, 45 minutes to go through the Pokemon exhibit. At 9:30, so 15 minutes after the exhibit opened, there were already people on the steps of the Field Museum trying to sell Pokemon stuff. It's like, ugh, whatever. Whatever. They can live their unhappy little lives scalping stuff, and I will live my happy life with my excavator Pikachu on my sweatshirt. And I'll just buy the models that I wanted to get from Japan. Because I can get them from Japan. The boxes won't say Fossil Museum, but who cares? It's basically the same thing. Okay. That's fine. Titanic, I will read it when I can. But also, welcome on in. Welcome on in, Ugly Stoat. I didn't say hello to you when you came in. So far with the coast, they not just all at once. I agree. Ugly Stoat. But when I was checking out, I chit-chat with the cashier, while he was checking me out. And apparently what has been happening with the exhibition thing is, the keychains and, oh, awesome, Zero. Awesome. I'll get mine up this afternoon. But yeah, chit-chatting in the brief amount of time I had talking to the cashier, apparently what's been happening with the stuff at the Field Museum, with the exhibition stuff, is anything that's an exhibition exclusive, like the keychains, the plushie, and the model kits. Apparently what happened is they didn't send enough keychains. Like, the keychains were relatively inexpensive. I think the keychains were only $15, so those were one of the first things to go. Yeah, well, they are breaking the seals on Pokemon cards, which is what they should be doing, Titanic, because it is definitely helping to fight scalpers. But yeah, the cashier said that they simply just didn't get enough keychains. They're expecting another shipment of keychains at the end of the month, but they don't expect them to last more than a couple of days, because the keychains are like one of the hottest items they have. The Excavator Pikachu plushie, they have plenty of. Like, they have so many of those in stock, and the fact that it's limited to one per person, they're not going to be running out of those. Not by a long shot. They have so many of those. But apparently what happened with the model kits is the model kits were not limited to one per person. So what was happening is they had people coming in and buying 5 of them. And some of the scalpers were, yes, I did get the plush. But yeah, what some of the scalpers were doing is they were coming in with their family, and they would bring like 3 kids with them. So they would walk out with 20 model kits, which basically cleared a shelf. And if the shelves were empty, people would stay in the store until they had to get security to kick them out. So the Field Museum has been doing the best that they can to mitigate things, but there's only so much that they can do. And that's fine. Like, oh no, I didn't. I was a little sad that I didn't get the keychain, because that was one of the things I did want to grab because it's cute. But whatever. I'm a grown adult. I don't need a Pikachu keychain. It'd be nice to have on my backpack, but if I don't get it, I don't get it. Not the end of the world. Oh, well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear, Rye. Why do they do that? Because they can sell them, Batman. Like, I will put it this way, Batman. Those model kits, I can get one of them for between 15 and 20 American dollars, imported from Japan. And the only difference is it doesn't say Fossil Museum on the box. I can get one of them between $15 to $20 imported from Japan. The ones that people are getting from the Field Museum, the cheapest one, later. Like I keep saying, Firewing, I'll post my pictures later. I haven't even unwrapped the plushie yet. But yeah, the model kits, you can get them from Japan for $15 to $20 on eBay right now. the cheapest one I found was 80. So that in a nutshell, Batman is why people are doing it, is because it's money. I mean, Pokemon is a dream area right now for people to flip stuff, and it's unfortunate because there were definitely some disappointed kids in the museum store because they wanted to get the keychains too, but they're gone. Whatever. It is what it is. Like, I was salty about it yesterday, but in the long run, is it really that big a deal? No. It's really not that big a deal. It's just stuff, and nobody can take the experience away from me from going to the Field Museum and seeing that thing in person. It was very fun. Yeah. And I mean, I here's the thing though, right? I wouldn't call it stupid. It makes them a lot of money. But you have to be a certain kind of person to do that, and I am not that person. I am not that person. But at any rate, it was still very fun. It was still very, 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 very fun going into the city yesterday, and we had a really nice day. Minus the weather. Minus the weather was a very, very nice day. And actually, I wanted to see something quick. I was trying to get into the Pokemon Center store yesterday because somebody had a backpack that I wanted to look at. And I wanted to see how much it cost before I just grab one off of eBay. Yeah, I think it was doing that because I was on my cell phone yesterday. Yeah, whatever. I wanted to see something. Fossil backpack. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm gonna have to talk to Zero to see if I can buy that. I'm gonna have to ask Zero if I can make another silly purchase. But that does answer my question though. eBay is basically doubling the price of these. Here, let me show you what I'm looking at, chat, because I'm being silly. I'm being very, very silly. Hey, welcome on in, Bunny Fist and Laugh. Welcome in. Hang on, Ugly Stoat. I'm pulling up the picture. And I'll see if I can't pull up the excavator Pikachu as well. Because I know people want to see what that little guy looks like. And yes, I apologize for people that wanted to see crafting. I am exhausted today. Like, we walked about, even with not being able to go outside and walk around the city, we still walked about 5 miles yesterday. A lot of that being up and down stairs in the museum because we never took the elevators. And yes, 100% Bunny Fist, 100% that works. Spoke outside Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, I heard, Lav. We thankfully missed all the Tyrannosaurus. Although when we got home from the museum yesterday, we did have some tree branches down in the yard, and the power went out at some point. But yeah, at any rate, they were not selling these in the museum store, but somebody was walking around with one of these, and it's utterly adorable. Like, it is painfully adorable. So while we were sitting down to lunch, I looked up. I couldn't get onto the Pokemon Center store on my phone. It told me I had to wait 10 hours, so it didn't happen. But yeah, they want like $100 for these on eBay. And I just found one from the Pokemon Center store for $40. And they're so cute. Yeah, it missed us. All we got yesterday, Bunny Fist, was a lot of rain. Thankfully, it did not really hit us that hard. And I mean, granted, we spent the whole day in the museum. But yeah, I might have to ask Zero if I can grab one of these, because it's a really cute backpack. It's a really cute backpack. But let me see if I can find Excavator Pikachu for you. Is she? If I can find her. Be up here. want the plush. This guy. Yes. Yes. But yeah, this is the plushie. He's a decent size. He's a decent size. And I mean, the funny thing too is that it's not even like he's an exclusive to the museum. Like you can totally just buy him online. But he's adorable, and I had to get him. And I'm sorry, the reference to Jurassic Park is very obvious. Like you cannot tell me that that is not a reference to Jurassic Park. 100%. That is not a reference to Jurassic Park, not at all. I'm trying to find if they've got like more pictures of what it looked like and what other stuff they had. I'm not finding. I'm actually kind of curious too if the sweatshirt I got was an exclusive to the museum or not. I don't think it was. It might have been. It'd be kind of cool if it was. So that means I did get one exclusive thing. I opted not. That growled hoodie is cute. I opted not to get a t-shirt too because unfortunately the stuff is not cheap. Like, I had a budget for yesterday and I hit the budget with one sweatshirt and a plushie. We are not sitting here and shopping on the Pokemon store today. No, this is, yeah, exactly Titanic. It's not a reference to Jurassic Park, it's Indiana. Oh, that's fair. That is totally fair. Check out my new tuner. Oh, nice. Very nice, Bunny Fist. Yeah, I think I saw on Discord, and I apologize for not really being too responsive and stuff on Discord. But I saw you said that you had until, like, December 1st to find a place. Wow. That is quite the trip there, my friend. So I'm just looking at Discord really quick. Yeah, that is quite the trip there. Yep. Yeah, well, at least that gives you a good 6 months. I'm glad that they're not doing it as one of those things like, oh, by the way, you've got 30 days to get out of here. At least they're giving you a good 6 months to find a place. Over 6 months. Well, no, it's about 6 months. A little under 6 months, because it's not the end of December, perhaps. It's the beginning of December. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think of what other silliness happened yesterday. I mean, we had the inclement weather going into the city, which wasn't too bad. Bus ride to the museum, got to the museum, ran around the museum. You know, I think we were having this conversation before, like last week or something, about if you can do all three, like Shed Aquarium, the Field Museum, and the Adler Planetarium in one day. I firmly sit on my assessment that you can get two. Like, if you want to speed run, you can get two of those things done in one day. Like, if you have a set schedule and a pace that you maintain, you can do like the Shed and the Field Museum in one day, or you can do like the Field Museum and the Adler Planetarium in a day. But there's no way you can do all three of the Chicago museums in one day. There's no way. Like, Zero and I, we got to the museum, the Field Museum, at about, I'd say like around 9:30, and I think we left around 3:30. And we saw, I would say, about 90% of the museum. From 9:30 to 3:30, we saw about 90% of the Field Museum, and that was at not a fast pace, but a decent pace. Like, we weren't stopping and reading every single plaque and every single exhibit. A lot of the exhibits we just kind of walked through and looked at. We didn't read every single plaque. But my view as a Chicago native or Chicago suburb native is that if you're coming to the city to to see the museums, I would definitely give each museum a day. And if you're going to do 2 in a day, do the planetarium and one of the other ones. Because you want a whole day at the field and a whole day at the shed. That is very true, Firewing. She is not, well, I keep saying she. They don't know what gender Sue is. No, Sue has her own exhibition now, Firewing. And it's really cool. Like, honestly, they did move the giant T-Rex skeleton Sue out from the main lobby. It has its own display up in the upper floor with all of the other dinosaur skeletons and stuff. And to be honest, they did a really good job with that skeleton. And the only thing about the Sue part of the exhibition that I didn't like was the photo thingy. Where they're like, hey, come take your photo. It's only $30. No. I do not want a photo against a stupid fake tree background for $30. No thank you. But it's one of those, it's like the Splash Mountain photography stuff. Or was it Tiana's Adventure now? Where they take your picture and then you can buy the picture at the end. It's that kind of thing. No. No, Sue's head is right outside of the area where the full skeleton is being displayed. Sue's head actually has its own exhibit with a whole bunch of info signs and stuff around it now. So as you're going through, you go through part of the dinosaur thing, and then you branch off into Sue's exhibit, and Sue's exhibit starts with the skull, and then a whole bunch of information about like where they found the skeleton and how they dug it up and how it got to the Field Museum and how they restored it, and it's really cool actually. It's very, very cool. But yeah, there's the room for Sue's skull, and then the next room is the complete skeleton, which is really awe-inspiring. And you can get a lot closer to it now too. And it's got some interactive things too, where like you can touch the tail and stuff like that. Not really touch the tail, but like the reproduction of it. But yeah, there's a light show now too that like explains like parts of the skeleton. It's really cool. It's really, really cool, actually. I even said the worst five. Well, yeah. No, I believe it. I believe it, Bunny Fist. Yeah. Yeah, very, very true. That makes it a lot more expensive, Bunny Fist. But no, they moved Sue's head from the outside to now it's in the exhibit with the rest of her. Well, the rest of the skeleton. But it's really cool. It's really cool. And I love the reasoning why Sue's skull isn't displayed, despite the fact that it's slightly deformed from the fossilization process. They experiment on it too much. And they say that right in the plaque, too. They're like, yeah, Sue's head is just researched way too much for us to actually mount it. So we just keep it in an easy access case. That's hilarious. New Sue's head was in a showcase. Why does Sue give the feeling that her skull is wearing a bow? I mean, it should be. It should be, Bunny Fist. Hey, welcome on in, Zero Sniper. I echoed the tired. We had a very long day in the city where I am definitely peopled out. It was actually kind of surprising. I was expecting with the rainy weather the museum to be a lot busier, but it wasn't. And I wonder if that's also because the weather was crappy. It was pretty crappy for the morning. It cleared up by the afternoon, though. It was pretty nice in the afternoon. I think we spent most of the bad weather inside, which was good. And we did all the touristy things like you do at the Field Museum. Like, we went and we saw Sue. We spent a lot of time in Sue's exhibit, actually. It was really cool. And it's the first time I've seen the new exhibit for that skeleton. We went and saw the Savos, because you have to go see the Savo lions. And it was kind of funny, because I caught the people next to us listening to me talking, which was kind of funny. Because they were, the couple was explaining to the kids about the Savo lions being man-eaters and all that stuff. and Zero and I were just off to the side because they were looking at the actual lion taxidermies, and I was looking at the skulls. And I was pointing out to Zero, like, there's a very good reason. Like, if you look at the skulls, you can tell why they probably turned into man-eaters. Um, was that the larger of the two males had broken canines. So there was some dental damage that had happened, which means he probably couldn't hunt real prey. And the other, the smaller of the two, his skull's completely deformed. Like, very badly deformed. Like, probably my guess is he got kicked by a zebra or something, because the lower jaw is completely flat. And it's like, it's no wonder these two lions turned into man-eaters. They couldn't eat normal prey. They 100% could not eat normal prey, and humans were easy pickings. It's still terrifying what they did, though. Like, the weirdest thing about the two Savo lions is not that they became man-eaters. That's not that uncommon. Like, it's not an everyday occurrence, but it is something that happens. It was just the sheer number of people, and the fact that it almost seemed like it wasn't only just for food. And the way these lions were smart. They were way smarter than they should have been. Oh, just interesting stuff. We did the tourist thing. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Well, and into the level of the Savos, it's also not normal. Like, most Savo lions, or not most Savo lions, most man-eating, like lions, tigers, jaguars, and stuff like that, they only take one or two people, and it's opportunistic. Like, it was very clear that with the Savos, they were 100%, we were their main food source. And that's very rare. That's exceptionally rare. Old fashioned. Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe he was, Tank. It's also kind of funny, too, that everyone always makes a big deal out of the fact that Savo lions don't have names. And that's really not that uncommon for the region that those lions lived in. Like, a male lion not having a mane actually isn't that rare. And I mean, the other thing, too, is that female lions can grow manes, too. Like, it has been witnessed multiple times in captivity and in the wild, female lions growing manes. Like, it's not that unusual. And it goes the other way, too. Like, male lions don't always have manes. It depends on where they live. I mean, everyone thinks... Well, it's like when everyone thinks of tigers. Everyone thinks of, like, Indian tigers and stuff, not Siberians. And, like, Indian tigers are absolutely gorgeous. But they're not that big. Yeah, exactly, Titanic. But yeah, I mean, when everyone thinks of tigers, they think of, like, Bengal tigers. And, like, Indonesian tigers and stuff like that. Like, Siberian tigers are freaking huge. Like, you have no idea how big these things are. And the same thing goes with lions. Is that everyone thinks of, like, the Serengeti, like, savanna lions. And yeah, they have giant manes. But when you get more southern and it gets hotter, the lions get smaller and they lose their manes. Not to mention, let's not even speak of the swamp lions. The jacked lions of the flooded plains. Like, you wanna see something crazy, chat? Also, I think Zero took a picture of it, but we found my purple squirrel at the museum. They had a taxidermied Malabar squirrel. Okay, let me see if I can find pictures of these things. Like, they are the most jacked lions you will ever see. Things being lost is also a sign. Well, yeah, yeah. And I mean, the other thing too is manes are directly words. Manes are directly tied to testosterone levels and stuff like that, but they also can be environmental. And if the area that the lion is living in is too hot, they just won't grow a mane. Like, straight up, if it's too hot, they just won't grow manes. Trying to find a good picture of these swamp lions, because they are the most jacked lions you will ever see. Okavango Delta, that's what they are. I'm not finding any good picture of them, unfortunately. Not finding a good picture of them. And I'm not watching a YouTube video, because that's not the point here. You know, there's plenty of articles about them, but I want the pictures. I'm not finding a good picture of them. But yeah, if you want an interesting deep dive into lions, look up the Okavango Delta lions, and welcome to the rabbit hole. Welcome to the rabbit hole of looking at the most jacked giant lions you've ever seen. Like, I think they're, and it's funny because you don't see them in museums because they're too big to display in many cases. But yeah, they're like 30% bigger than like your stereotypical Serengeti lion. They're huge. They're absolutely ginormous, and it's because they got through. It's a long story, but it basically involves like there was a giant monsoon or human involvement or something, and it changed the flow of a river, and this couple of prides of lions got marooned on this island, and they adapted to become swimming lions and hunting like caimans and stuff and crocodiles. It's insane. They're huge. They're so big. They're so big. And also, welcome on in, Melina. Welcome in, welcome in. Big and jacked. Like, these lions swim all the time, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And there's a ton of YouTube videos and stuff on them, too. They are not normal lions. They're so cool. Swimming lions, that's it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, they are lions that adapted to live on a basically waterlocked island. And it's really cool. I know weird facts. One of those weird facts is swimming lions. We need to start playing games. We're gonna get to any games today. Oh. I was comparing and contrasting Bengal tigers and Siberian tigers, Firewing. The Siberians, if I'm getting my memory correct, Siberian tigers are double the size of a Bengal, and most people think of Bengal tigers when they think of tigers. It's just like everyone thinks of what is it, a Graves zebra? I think it's a Graves zebra. When they think of zebra, which is your stereotypical black and white zebra, there's like 12 subspecies of zebra, including zebra that look like donkeys. There are mountain zebra. I also found it very, very funny, just as a last aside before we get into gaming and we can geek out more during gaming. Um, I also found it extremely funny going through the aquatic part of the museum with like all of the fish and stuff. My God, chat, how many of the fish, particularly the ancient fish in the Field Museum that made me think of Dave the Diver is astronomical. Like, it was really funny walking through that section of the museum because I'm like, hey, that's in Dave the Diver. That's in Dave the Diver. That's in Dave the... Did they just go to the Field Museum and, like, randomly pick cool-looking ancient fish to put in the game? Like, it actually made me do a double take because we walked past one of the exhibits and I'm like, oh, that's the last boss of the game. Holy crap, I didn't realize that was a real animal. I thought that thing was fake. That's terrifying. I mean, they changed the name of it, but it's a real creature. And I'm like, huh. Because I know, like, 90% of the stuff in Dave was real. Yeah, I know, Melina. They're huge. They're huge. I mean, yes, ma'am. That lion weighs as much as your car. And just try to imagine something. Just try to imagine a cat, a big cat, that is a 500-pound big cat that has spent its entire life swimming between islands. Like, they're huge. They're so big. They are so big and so cool. No one ever talks about them. Oh, I think I also made a tour guide chuckle yesterday. I think I made a tour guide chuckle when we were going through the animal section of the museum with all the taxidermy and stuff. One of the exhibits had a striped yin and a spotted yin in the case. And I'm like, this is actually really neat because everyone when they think of hyenas, they think of spotted hyenas, not striped hyenas. And honestly, I think striped hyenas are cuter than spotted hyenas. And then I'm like, but I have one complaint about the exhibit. Where's the brown hyena? And Zero's like, what? And I'm like, the brown hyenas. They're the big fluffy ones. And I don't understand. You never see them in museums. Like, nobody even knows that there is such a thing as a brown hyena. And they're freaking adorable because they're so fluffy, I want to die. And then I heard a chuckle behind me and I turned around and there was a tour guide. So, and I mean, the tour guide's back was to me, so I don't know if he was chuckling to the group or something, or chuckling at my comment. It was just oddly timed, because I'm here saying I'm so fluffy it's going to die, and then tour guide chuckles when I'm talking about a brown hyena. Because they're adorable. Which, again, nobody knows about them. No, I wasn't a nature kid. Not at all. I was not a nature kid in the slightest. And sorry, I am going to regale you with the adorableness that is a brown hyena. Because if you've never seen one of these fluffy boys... Oh no, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm actually pulling it up right now. Because like I said, nobody talks about these guys and you never see them. Like, straight up. Why does nobody talk about this fluffy boy? That's a brown hyena. Just look at these guys. Come on. Look at them. Why does nobody talk about these fluffy babies? They are so cute. I know. But nobody talks about brown hyenas. Like, everybody talks about, like, a spotted yin. Like, you get a spotted yin, you get a look, he's cross-eyed, too. You get a spotted yin, you get a striped yin, and I mean, they're adorable. But why does no one talk? shut up. I don't care. Why does no one ever talk about brown hyenas? I know. I know. They're so cute. I mean, let's make this even better. Let's make this even better. Those are the babies. Come on. Look at them. Look at them. They're so cute. How can you resist these little faces? You just want to squish them. But yeah, I mean, nothing against that's a spotted yin. Maybe that's a brown yin. Not much of a main. I think that one's No, that is not a brown yin. That is a spotted yin. Look at the ears. Brown yins have pointy ears. No, that's a spotted yin. That's mislabeled. That's also a brown yin. And yes, aardwolves are awesome, and they're very fluffy too. Aardwolves are also very fluffy. They had an aardwolf though. The museum did have an aardwolf. Of course, there's furry art. Why am I not surprised? But yeah, like you never hear about these guys, and they're so cute. I know. Head empty, no. Yeah, exactly, Tank. Exactly. Oh, didn't want to do that. But yeah, I don't get it, and that is not a brown yin. That is a spotted yin. Yeah, wait, there are supposed to be thoughts inside the head. No, there are supposed to be no thoughts. That is also a spotted yin. Like, rounded ears. That is not a brown yin. Brown yins have pointy ears. I mean, look at them. They're just... They're just so cute. And, oh, sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy. But yeah, like, why? Why does no one ever talk about the brown hyenas? I mean, not to... Hold on. Do a little side here. We can get a compare and contrast between the... Here we go. Yeah, these are the 4 breeds of hyena that there are. Of course, you're not going to give me a good picture. No, of course, you're not going to give me a good picture. I mean, there's a ton of different breeds of hyenas, but the 4 that most people know are the spotted, the striped, aardwolves, and browns. But no one ever talks about the aardwolves or the brown hyenas. And I mean, I guess it's because... I think it's because they don't interact with lions, typically. I think that the reason they don't talk about the other... And there's even more. There's 6 different versions. There's a hyenas of the world. That's an interesting looking one down there. What is that one? And yes, I've gone down the deep end now. Okay, so that's a South African aardwolf. And that's an East African aardwolf. Yeah, they do look slightly different. An Arabian striped hyena. A Syrian striped hyena. That's awesome. I could spend all day researching hyenas. What is wrong with my brain? My neurospicy is showing. I'm getting distracted by, oh wait, there's more than 4 species of hyena? Wait, there's more than 4? I didn't know there was more than 4. Now I know. Oh god. Look at him! That looks like AI though. Yeah, that doesn't look real. That looks like AI. Unfortunate. Because the real ones are just so cute. Alright, come on, Crafts. Focus. Stop looking at hyena pictures. Yeah. Oh, man. I am such a dork. I'm so easily distracted. Alright, well, let me catch up with chat really quick. And then we will take a very... Now, I don't even know if we're going to take a break. We might just go right into games. Turn us in the world of... Yeah. Riz with the tizzit. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Rye. I mean, I'm not diagnosed or anything, but I certainly have plenty of tendencies that make me neurospicy. 100% have tendencies that make me neurospicy. Yep, problem is what they put their fur in a dryer, 100%. And I mean, I would love to have, or love to see someone with like a brown hyena fursuit. Because when you see hyenas in the furry community, usually it's a spotted. Sometimes you see a striped. But I don't think I've ever seen a brown hyena fursuiter. And they would just be so fluffy. They'd be so ridiculously fluffy. And I mean, I know that was one of this shows in my fursuit, but that was one of the stipulations I made to my fursuit maker is that I want striped yin. Not spotted yin, striped yin, and she did incorporate them. Amongst a whole bunch of other things. I also got to show Zero what a blackback jackal looks like in taxidermy. He's like, yeah, no, I understand why you think you're a blackback jackal. Blackback jackal would be, if I wasn't a fennec, I would be a blackback jackal. Because they are small and all ears too. I think I know of one person with a brown yin fursona. Yeah, I don't see many of them. I don't see many of them, Tank. And like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a brown yin fursuit. And I mean, my chimera has striped yin in her, but no brown yin. But they're so cool. I know of a pink aardwolf. That's amazing. So just gonna nerd version me all, but yeah. Oh yeah. I 100% agree with that, Melina. 100% agree with that. The only weird thing is I know with dyspraxia, I'm supposed to have terrible balance, and I have really good balance. But I don't know if that's because that was something that I really worked on, or just that's the one thing that I didn't get from it. Because I have been told that with dyspraxia, you're supposed to have like poor balance, and I have really good balance. Gets better if you work on it, then that would make sense. Because I know that I was in a lot of like balancing and gymnastics and stuff when I was really young, and it was one of those things of I assumed that it was because my parents were trying to get rid of some energy and stuff, but now I wonder if it actually was. Who knows? Who knows? But I mean, I was nicknamed a mountain goat when I was a kid because I would just rock hop and balance on everything I could. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe that's what the gymnastics class as a kid were for, was to help my balance. It would make sense. Would 100% make sense. I had a physiotherapist. Yeah, I had an occupational therapist as a kid to help with my handwriting and fine motor control and all that. And here's the thing is that I don't remember. Like, if I did, it was when I was so young that I would have thought that it was something else. And I will put it this way, Melina. That was something that my parents never talked about with me. And I only figured out that I was in therapy and stuff like that when I was really young, was when my parents moved to Arizona. They gave me all of like the school stuff that they didn't want to keep. Like all the report cards and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want any of this anyway, but I'm going to look through it and see if there's anything I want to keep. Like, that has some memory to me. 99% of the stuff in that box, I don't even remember doing, so it's all garbage. But they accidentally left some papers in there that are like, huh. So apparently I saw a psychiatrist when I was 7. I don't remember this. And there were some other medical documents in there that are like, huh, I never knew about any of this. And then I asked my dad about it, and he's like, oh, I thought we took all of that out. And I'm like, you have some explaining to do, dude. What is all this? And he's like, yeah, remember this person? I'm like, yeah, she wasn't for what you thought she was. She was not a tutor. She was a therapist. And I'm like, really? I mean, I get why you don't tell a 7-year-old that, but I would have liked to know as an adult. Like, it would have been nice to know that I was getting occupational therapy when I was 7, but you just didn't tell me that. I mean, didn't complain, because that's half the reason I got into crafting as a kid. And I played a lot of video games as a kid. Apparently, video games helped me with my fine motor control. But it would have been nice. Yeah. Oh, God. So many workbooks of just writing, Melina. So many notebooks. Like, I remember just, no joke, like an entire ruled notebook of just the letter A. And when I finished that notebook, the next notebook was the letter B. And then the next one was the letter C. And it was just, and I think each notebook was like 50 pages. And I had to fill them with a maximum, no, there was a minimum, there was a set number that I had to do. Like, I think it was 5 per line, and I had to do 5 lines per page. Both sides of the page. Oh, God, I hated it so much. I hated it so much. It was so just repetitive and boring. But it was better than when I had to copy the dictionary page. I don't know how anybody thought that that was something that you could do for a child's therapy was, yeah, we're just going to give you a random page out of the dictionary and I want you to copy it word for word. And you think this is going to go well. Like, this feels like punishment. It was so boring. So boring. But that's okay. We are past those days. All right. But let me go ahead and pause the music. And if you haven't already noticed, chat, we are just going to do some Pokopia today. Your crafty is the tired. I am very the tired. So we are just going to take it easy today and vibe for a little bit. Because it's Thursday too, it's also going to be a shorter stream. So let's just get our vibe on and enjoy it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of that too, Melina. I had a lot of that too. Hello for no, I'm exhausted, Ugly Stoat. I'm very tired. And also getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and not really getting back to sleep until like 6:30 doesn't help. No, your crafty is the tired, which is really a bad thing actually, because I really do need to be doing more crafting. Because I don't know if I told chat, but I got accepted into my first craft show. But that's not until about a month from now. Yeah, take a nap then fire the missiles. No. I don't do well with naps. If I take a nap, like if I'm not sick, if I take a nap on purpose, like if I accidentally fall asleep, that's a different story. No. If I take a nap on purpose, it just kind of makes my whole day weird. Like, I never really wake up again after I take a nap. And I don't know if that's just a crafty thing or what. Congrats on what, Zero Sniper? Actually, like, motivating and doing the thing that I said we'd do today. Also, chat, we are in a new area. I don't remember if I unlocked this on stream or not. But we're in the volcanic area now. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. The biggest thing right now that we're trying to figure out is how the heckies I'm going to take payments. We haven't quite figured that out yet because I don't have one of those little striped dongles. And my phone and Zero's phone cannot do tap-to-pays. Like, it can't accept the tap-to-pay, so we're not sure how we're going to do the exchanging of currency for goods and services. Because I don't particularly want to spend $60 right now on one of those stripe thingies. Because if this doesn't work and I never do another craft show, I just wasted 60 bucks. So I don't know if we're going to find someone like we can borrow one of those striped things from or just not use one. I don't know. We will figure it out. I think I'm supposed to be like welcoming a new villager into town, but we're just going to clear up this volcanic ash. There is Zero Sniper, but that requires people letting us enter their credit card information by hand. Sorry, I was trying not to cough there. That would require us to enter people's credit card information by hand, and some people are a little weird about that. Our current thought process is we're going to have a QR code that people can pay through, and obviously cash. But I know not everyone's going to want to scan a QR code, so we'll see how it goes. And if people are fine with us inputting their information by hand, we can do that too. I just don't want to get one of the card sweep thingies until I know this is a viable thing, because they're a little pricey. Yes, I know there's rain coming, chat. Or phone, rather, not chat. Brains. That's a lot of volcanic ash. You know, I have speculations too of what happened here with all of this ash. Fancy. I certainly don't have one today. I am very sleepy. I'm very sleepy and very much coming to the realization of I like telling myself I will get I am very sleepy, and I'm starting to come to the realization of the whole thing of when things calm down again, I will do X is never going to happen because I don't think things are ever going to calm down. Like, for people who call themselves not the most social people on the planet, we are always busy. And I would like a solid month. I would like a solid month where we're not doing anything. Because this month's big thing was going into the city. Which isn't that big of a thing, but we've also got a graduation party next weekend. And I will put it this way. I don't think we have a free weekend again until August. Yeah. Well, I think the new person also might give us some more, maybe, things we can do to the environment, too. I forget who this is supposed to be. Hey, welcome on in. Welcome on in, Pixie. How are you? Oh, it's Machamp. Machoke. Machamp is the double-armed one. But yeah, welcome on in, Pixie. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing today, my friend? How are you doing? I might have to pick your brain later, you and Amaryllis, about how to do a craft show. Because I got into my first craft show next month, and I am probably way in over my head. Oh, hey. Watching me train? What do you think? My punches pack a lot of power, huh? Nothing? Not even a raised eyebrow. Dang, you're something else, pal. Hurrah! How's that? Seriously? Is your face stuck? Have you only got the one expression? Yeesh. I mean, I'm ditto. Oh, whatever. That was barely even half of my full power anyway. Superpower Pokemon. It willingly assists with hard labor because it knows the work is good training for its muscles. Cute. And he is build and gather. What does he... Oh, he gathers items on the ground. It's actually kind of useful. What? Need help with some heavy lifting? Huh. As much as I'd love to lend you a hamstring, I mean a hand, I think I need to wake my muscles up a bit first. But hey, I was just about to warm up. You should join me. Come on, let's get these bodies moving. First, we gotta find a wide open spot for us to move in around. It's a nice spot up there. Let's go. Up where? Yeah, dude, you're running in a circle. Where are we going? Where are we going, creepy humanoid Pokemon? By the way, unpopular opinion, I do not like the humanoid Pokemons. I find humanoid Pokemons very creepy. I much prefer the animalistic Pokemons. I haven't actually done one yet. Yeah, oh, that's fair. That's totally fair, Pixie. Oh, wait, you say, no, I'm not going to a drag show. Although that would be awesome if I could. Going to a drag show would be awesome. But no, I'm going to a craft show. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then when we retire Zero Sniper, we're just going to turn into those crazy mountain people that all the local kids want to go hang out with. Yeesh, what a mess. This would be a great spot for sitting, for stretching. Shh. If there wasn't so much stuff scattered everywhere. Alright, here's the plan. I'm going to warm up by flexing and doing cool poses. You're going to warm up by scooping up stones. To start, let me say you pick up 5 of the stones on the ground around here. Okay, pal, let's do... Really, dude? Wow. Jerk. I will vacuum up the stones. Oh God, I detest Mr. Mime and Jinx. They are just the creepiest. Do not like them. Don't ask me why I heard drag. Subconsciously, you want to go to a drag show? I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'd love to go to a drag show someday. That was lumber. Oh, hello. Oh, wait. What's that? What's that? One copy of the Caves of Mount Moon. You know, I still haven't found a record player. Oh, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's this? Oh, it's nothing. I got excited for nothing. What's down there? Possibly nothing, but interesting. Why don't they just have a grate there? What is that? Excuse me, game? What the heck is that? Wait, whoa, talk? Help! Somebody help me, please! There seems to be someone inside the barrel. Oh, what the flying funk did I just find? Can proceed a crazy-looking mountain cabin with a dozen Siamese cats. They're running around in fursuits. You know, the only part of that I would disagree with is the dozen cats. I don't think I will ever own a dozen cats because that is way too many cats. A dozen cats is too many. Like, I think my limit is 4. More than 4 and it's just a lot of cats. I mean, I grew up with 4 cats and that was one too many, to be honest. You've been entered. Thank you for entering our recent drawing for the Easy Kitchenware set. We're excited to inform you that your name was selected. Please find your kitchenware set enclosed. Happy cooking. Okay. Yeah, swap the cats out for brownies. I mean, I would love to work at a wildlife sanctuary or something like that. That would be freaking amazing. That would be absolutely amazing to work at, like, a sanctuary or a rescue. I mean, in a different ooh. Hello. I mean, in a different life, I would have been, like, a zookeeper or something like that. I'll take whatever that is. Stripes? Yeah, I don't want the stripes at all. What was the metal I just got? Ah. Copper ore. Okay. I fell in a hole. Flying keg. Use a Machamp now. I flex my thumb, flex the index. Yeah. You pick up the box in front of the barrel and smash. Ooh, I should try that, Zero Sniper. We'll see how the day goes after 2:30. Goes, oh no. Was little Pixie having a rough time again, or just in general? These things have been... Things have been alright in the canine household. For the most part. I mean, I was very glad that we got a chance to go into the city yesterday, because real life stuff stinks. Real life stuff stinks. But it's nice to get a break from it once in a while. But yeah, big hugs to you, Pixie. Big hugs. Big hugs to everyone out there in Chatlandia, actually, because everyone deserves a good squeeze. Alright, now I have lost... Whoa, can I get on this? I can get on the minecart. What? You can set railway tracks and write a handcart on them. You can also link 2 or more handcarts. Ah! This is amazing. I don't want to understand how that worked. What? That's something cool. Here, Ditto, you can have it. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the berry. Sorry, now I'm trying to find where that barrel was, and I've lost it. There it is. Ooh. Yeah, I understand. I understand that feeling, Pixie. That kind of feeling is what started my whole journey with. As the thing that started my whole journey with finding out that I have pots. So the answer to can I hit it with the barrel is no. I mean, maybe. Now, Rock Smash doesn't do anything. I don't think Rototill is going to do anything. Yeah, no Rototill. Water Gun isn't going to do anything. Leafage won't do anything. And Cut doesn't cut the chain. We probably have to advance the story more before we can free whoever that is. I have an idea. I think I know who that is from the trailers. I think I might know who that is from the trailers. We need to go back and talk to Machamp, though. Hey, welcome on in, Parker. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? How are things working out for you, my friend, with moving and all that fun stuff? No, you've also been a very, very busy beaver. Why am I watering all of this? You know you don't have to do this, miss. The game will do that for you later. Nice work picking up them stones. There's so much more room for activities now. Now, it's just this big old boulder blocking our fun. Alright, time to show you my strength. You ready for this? I am. Up. Ooh. Ha! Just punch it. Phew. Well, you impressed her what? You did nothing. Because everyone else was sleeping. I got to walk. Ugh. That is the worst, Pixie. That is absolutely the worst. And I would say the hospital couldn't even call like a... Hospital couldn't have even called like a taxi or something for you, but of course they wouldn't. Of course they wouldn't, because they're all overworked as it is. About it. I want to look at something really quick. Phew. Well, you impressed or what? No. A lot of blood, sweat, and hard work went into building my body up to... You did nothing, dude. I'm just gonna copy him. Oh my goodness. Look at his expression. Hold on, I gotta screen cap that. No, wrong button. There. Look at Macho's expression. He's like, what the heck, Ditto? Having when I breathe up and inhale to be with extra heart. Ooh, yeah, tachycardia is not fun. Yeah, tachycardia is not fun, Pixie. Been there, done that. Ugh. I mean, I mean, can't decide if I want to go and get hot pot right now or wait. Um, Wait until Friday? Wait until Friday and make it your Friday treat? Yeah, the Machamp has seen too much. Nothing there earlier. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I hate to say, Pixie? It sounds a lot like, I mean, I didn't have the stabbing pain when I breathe, not this time. But that sounds a lot like my ER visit when I was having the tachycardia and all that. Is that, I went in and everything just kept coming back as normal. Never had hot pot, actually. I've had fondue, and that was an experience I would like to redo because that was awkward. Um, yeah, and that's the left arm thing is scary, Pixie. But I mean, I'm sure when they did the blood work, they tested the thing that tells them if something bad is going on, and it came back normal. Otherwise, they wouldn't have sent you home. Yeah, I would wait until Friday for hot pot because Friday I think is a good day for hot pot. The Friday treat and a nice way to wrap up a work week, depending on when your work week is. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, Pixie, exactly. I mean, that's kind of how I felt, even though I wasn't having arm pain or anything like that. When you see your heart rate go up to 170, you go and you do something about it because that's not normal. Yeah, when you spike a heart rate of 170 and it doesn't go down, you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not fun. It's not fun. Particularly when you don't know why it's happening. And welcome on in, Henge. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today, my friend? How are you doing? But yeah, that is honestly that is the most frustrating thing sometimes about going to the ER is when you go and their answer is we have no idea. There's something going on, but we don't know why. But hopefully, even if they can't figure it out, Pixie, hopefully your GP can. Good. I'm glad, Henge. I am glad. What is your current project, my friend? Because it has been a little while. It has been a little while. Update me on all of the things. What? You learn strength just by watching me? You gotta be kidding. Did you ever heard that biceps don't get built in a day? I mean, you tell me you can use strength now. Seriously? I got muscles. Whoa. I like that confidence. Alright then. How about you give me a little demonstration? That boulder here, try using strength to move it. Okay. Well, and thank you, Melina, for gifting that tier 1 sub to Henge. And welcome on into the executive producers, Henge. Welcome in, welcome in. Enjoy the after viewing and emotes. Well, yeah, exactly, Zero Sniper. In the ER does what they can, which is emergent care. But then they send you off to the people that can do the more specialized stuff. It's not fun. For me, I corrugated the dots over 15. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, and it's I will say, Bunny Fist, with my recent thing of figuring stuff out, it does make you look back at stuff and go, huh. Does make you look back at stuff and go, huh, I wonder if those weird things every once in a while that happened were really anxiety attacks or were they something else going on? Food for thought. Food for thought. And it's also one of those fun things too that it makes me wonder about, like, my reaction to stressful situations is during the situation I'm just fine, but then afterwards, like, my heart rate skyrockets and stuff. I'm like, huh, adrenaline, that would do it. Fun things. Oh, awesome, Henge. Doing, oh, very, very cool, Henge. Ooh, plant identification foraging. You should try and find someone in your area, Henge, that can take you under their wing for foraging. Because books are great, particularly if you're doing like mushroom foraging. Books are a good way to start. But if you can find someone out there that's a local forager to show you all the ins and outs, oh man, that is so awesome. I'm so proud of you, Henge. You amongst some other people out there in Chatlandia. It's been really cool knowing you for so many years that I've gotten to follow some really fun journeys through people's lives. Makes me happy. And also, thank you for that hype train chat. Yeah. I mean, check Reddit. Reddit is a good way to try and find people, Henge. You'd be surprised the kind of stuff you find on the networks and stuff you find.
Choo choo.
And yes, choo choo indeed. But yes, thank you for the hype train chat, you crazy beans. Crazy, crazy beans. And yes, definitely a choo choo. Well, and thank you to, oh dear lord. I was just about to start thanking people for the biddies. Thank you to a Pixie for the 100 kibble biddies. Thank you to Kagan for the 200 kibble biddies. And thank you to Games with Jewel for the 5 gift subs to the community. And welcome on in to Cirillo, Rose, Omnam Breadface, Mousefire, Dark Gigas, on to Ariel Moon Whisper. Welcome on in to the executive producers, my friends. Thank you for those gift subs, and welcome on into the executive producers. Enjoy the after viewing emotes, and if available, do make sure to thank your gift subber. And then a big old thanks as well to the continuing hype train and Zero Sniper for gifting those those 2 tier 1 subs to the community. And welcome on in to the executive producers, Kaza and Cinnabos. Welcome in, welcome in. Now I need to catch up on what Pixie was saying. So I was looking for, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, I mean, if you're in an area where you get those deer ticks, Pixie, it might be. And I mean, I can tell you all about virus-induced autoimmune crap. I can tell you all about that. And yeah, it also could be musculoskeletal atrophy. It also could be stress, Pixie, because I know in college when I was working full time and doing class full time, and on average only getting about 4 hours of sleep a night, I ended up in the ER with an inflamed pericardium because I just was overdoing it. What was it? Inflamed pericardium and inflammation, intercostal inflammation. So basically rib and heart pain, but it wasn't cardiac related. Like, it was weird, but I don't even know if that was the correct diagnosis, but whatever it was not good. Very good plant identification book. I'm gonna look see the raspberry, mulberry. Yep. Dewberry and a bunch of wild edible. Oh, that's so awesome, Henge. You should try and find some wild dandelion greens. Like, do your research on it, but I can tell you that wild dandelion greens are absolutely delicious. I've had a wild dandelion salad before. is so tasty. And also, thank you to Kagan for continuing to be an executive producer for 42 heckin' months. You could use that Prime sub anywhere, and you're choosing to spoil the half asleep Foxo. Many good beans out there. Yeah, well, exactly, Henge. Spoil the crafty. Just when I drink at the start of the choo choo. Oh no, don't do that. Yes, exactly. Careful picking of wild mushrooms is definitely advisable. Because you do not need to eat poisonous mushrooms. That is a very, very bad day. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too, Zero Sniper, because that's not fun. I hope it isn't too. I hope it isn't too. Mine made dandelion floor. Ooh, nice. Yeah, well, it happens, Hench, because it doesn't last as long as the store-bought stuff does. But there's reasons for that. That's a very cute emote too, by the way, Melina. But yeah, if you are doing wild mushroom foraging, do be careful because that can definitely lead to some bad repercussions. That's why I said for mushroom foraging, you want to try to find a mentor, or at least do a lot of searching, and don't trust Google, because Google will lie to you. I found morels. Yeah, we have morels out here too, Henge. And morels are very hard to misidentify. They're very distinctive. But we also, the last time, and I think we posted pictures of these in Discord, when we went out camping a couple weeks ago, we found oyster mushrooms. And oh god, those look so good. We were in a state park though, so we couldn't forage them, but man. Oh, that's awesome, Henge. And morels are delicious too. Morels are delicious. And yes, you did hit a level 3 choo-choo. You did push us into level 3 choo-choo, Zero Sniper. And thank you again, my friend, for those additional 2 Tier 1 subs to the community. And welcome on in, RT and Hovan Luho. Hopefully I said that correctly. I am terrible with pronouncing names sometimes. You crazy beans spoiling crafty. Never ever necessary, but very much appreciated. Makes me feel good, the community that we have built here. You are a good bunch of beans out there in chat, and I hope you all realize that. Something you don't hear enough. Something you don't hear enough, but y'all out there are amazing, amazing, amazing beans. And I'm very grateful that you have chosen me to spend some time with. I am just a silly foxhole on the internet that is trying very hard to stay awake despite the coffee. Alright, so apparently you want me to remove boulders.
Honestly, you're the only streamer I drop everything for to say last stop in for a few minutes.
Aww. It make me cry, Pixie. It means a lot. Stop flexing, dude. That's creepy. Legit, though, that means a lot. That really does. Oh, I guess I can't use it yet. Press and hold A to use strength and move objects. Okay. Ah. You are gonna make me.
Yes, break the crafty.
Do not. Well, thank you, Pixie and Melina, for those 100 kibble bitties, and you do not have to break the crafty. You do not need to break the crafty, and it wouldn't be hard today, because tired and my body decided to give me a present yesterday, too, on the way to the train. Ugh. Okay, that time of the month. Going gray from oh, that's awesome. yeah. And that is a awesome way to do it, Henge. That is an awesome way to do it. I mean, that's something that I try to be too, is that I do things not only for myself, but to help other people realize that you too can do it. It won't be easy. Never is. But it's not a journey that you have to take alone, because I will take it with you. No, do not look at that. I have too many video games. Do not look at that. And the spoil thing was taken down because of reasons. Do not need to spoil the crafty. Yourself to help others, to help you, to help us. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Henge. Exactly. Oh, here's something else, pal. I can't believe you got the hang of using strength already. That was so awesome. You need a hand, yeah? I'm happy to help now that I'm all warmed up. What can I do? I need you to break boulders for me. You need me to move that mega heavy PC? Gotcha. Alright, just leave it to me. My strength will make quick work of that. Wait, you can use strength now, right? What do you need me for? You can handle it yourself. Besides, best way to master a movie desk learner is practice using it over and over. I gotta train some more. Can't afford to let you get stronger than me. I want to break the boulders, though. Oh, you're making me wonder, Zero Snapper. I know Spoil was disabled. I just remember to disable that one, too. I did. Now, I took those down because I need to update them, and I just haven't gotten around to updating them because y'all don't need to buy me stuff. And also, thank you, chat, for giving me that level 4 hype train today. Very, very much appreciated on a sleepy day. I swear, you guys... You folks out there in Chatlandia, you always do this. It's like, on the days that I'm half asleep and not resistant are the days that you choose to do hype trains. Like, every time. You wait until I'm, like, half asleep to do this to me, and that I can't resist. Beep, beep, beep. Battery restored. All functions are now available. Yay. Oh, looks like you got that PC up and running just fine. Why don't you just dive right in and see what you can learn from it? Okay. I haven't gotten stamps in like 2 weeks. Resistance is useless. Yeah. I know. Oh, sorry getting a stretch in. I know resistance is futile and all that. But it's also... The other reason I say don't get me stuff, particularly video games right now, is that I feel guilty. Y'all have gifted me, over the years, a lot of video games, and I haven't gotten to half of them. And I feel guilty, because I know that you gift them wanting to see them on stream, and I just can't physically play all of them. Not for lack of trying. Not for lack of trying, but I physically can't play everything, and I try. God, I gotta go grocery shopping today, too. Sorry, segue in the brain. Welcome to the Pokemon Center. Here you can take on challenges, blah, blah, blah. I know. Blah, blah, blah. I know how challenges work. Life coins, blah, blah, blah. You can change the PCs or items of choosing. Or check new items you've added. Live your best Poke. Yeah, I know. And now we actually, I need to look at that note with you all. I know why. I know why Pokelife exists now. It was an app made for humans. Where'd you get some awful handy items in the PC here, too. This Pokemon Center is terribly broken down as well. I'm gonna fix it. Help send anybody mercenary with the Pokemon out of town to rebuild the Pokemon. Oh, I'm going to. So you happen to play him at your leisure. I don't care. Well, and that is fair. That is fair, Zero Sniper. But yeah, I am very, very saturated. I'm very saturated on video games. I'm still, as weird as this sounds, I'm still kind of riding the high from Midwest Gaming Classic. Although I did start a new game a couple of days ago because I finished Dave the Diver. Sorry, let me focus for a second. Where's the Poke Center upgrade? 3 stone dens, that's fun. Where's the upgrade? Oh, stepping stones, those are pretty. Relaxing park kit, pink hut. Work with mine. Maid hacking resistance is futile. You will be mopped. What? What? Yeah, I see that, Daichi. I see that. Oh my god. I haven't even started Ryza yet. I haven't even started Ryza yet. I've got another Atelier game to try now. Well, actually, no. Let me look at that. 2. Oh my lord. I did not know that feudal was an archaic term for a mop. Wait. Oh god, that's a triple pack of games? What are you doing to me? My backlog of video games exceeds my life expectancy at this point. Well, thank you, Taichi. My goodness. Seriously, though, the amount of video games I have now, I think, exceeds my life expectancy. Ooh, packing tips. That's fun. Oh my word. Y'all are too good to me, you know that? All out there in Chatlandia are way too good to me. And no, I'm totally not talking to Professor Tangrowth because my brain is not doing words right now because I'm trying not to get emotional because y'all are too good to me. I'll help you find a Pokemon who knows more about humans. Yes! Hello, somebody. Did you hear a voice just now? I did. Hello? Is anybody out there? Yes, that was definitely someone shouting. I think I heard a voice coming from this direction. So which Atelier games? Let me pull them back up. It is the Atelier Arland, trilogy. And Atelier Lalua. It is the Arland trilogy and Lalua. Now I have Lalua, Arland, and Ryza. Because I grabbed the Ryza triple pack. Actually imported the Ryza triple pack from Japan when they announced it, the DX versions of that. Because I've been told repeatedly I need to play the Ryza series. Lalua Deluxe Edition, yep. Which means it's gonna have all of the DLCs and costumes and craziness in it. Oh! Rabona is one of my favorites. Nelky is her... Okay. See, the Ryza... You know what's funny is I never played a Ryza game... Not Ryza. Brain. Atelier. I never played an Atelier game until Yumiya came out. And it was very funny because Yumiya... The only reason I got to play Atelier Yumiya... Oh, I can move these now. Yes! The only reason I got to play Yumiya was because I made an offhand comment on Koei Tecmo's... Brains, please. I made an offhand comment on Koei Tecmo's posting on Twitter. And basically saying, hey, look forward to me streaming this one someday. And apparently Koei Tecmo saw that and I got a DM from their PR person saying, "Hey, do you want someday to be sooner than later?" And I'm like, sure, I would love to do that. And they're like, great. The only thing is you can only stream the first 2 hours of the game. And I'm like, okay. Like, okay, I will do this. So Yumiya was my first experience, and I remember when I was doing Yumiya on stream, everyone's like, have you played Ryza? And I'm like, no, this is my first Atelier game. And everyone was like, oh, you need to play Ryza. And no joke, like a week after they announced the Ryza DX collection, and I'm like, okay, I guess I take this as my sign I need to play Ryza. So y'all are gonna have to tell me which one to play first. Because I've been told repeatedly that Ryza's the one that you want to start with, the Ryza trilogy, because it's the easiest entry point. But I mean, I like Yumiya. I haven't finished it, but I like it. It seems very... I don't think I quite get the alchemical system, but that's fine because they built things into the game to help me with that. Oh god, yeah, there are, Jindal. It's like trying to figure out what Tales of game to start with. Like, I have been repeatedly told that I started with one of the bad choices with the Tales of series. Starting with Symphonia apparently was not the best decision. Everyone's like, oh, you started the Tales of series with Symphonia? Yeah, you should have started with Arise. I'm like, but Arise is the newest one. And they're like, yes, we know. Yeah. Ugh. Are they old metal fillings, Riv? Symphonia is nostalgia and good, though. I really enjoyed it. That's not fun that you got cracked resin fillings, Riv. Ugh. Well, the nice thing is at least those are quick fixes. The other ones make more sense. Okay. Because, yeah, I know I've been told many times that Yumiya, Atelier Yumiya, was more of a, like... It's more battle-focused than it is alchemy. Well, I'm excited about the new Atelier that's coming out, because apparently you, like, eat monster parts and you become part monster. It looks very interesting. What is that? Atelier Karia? Which is, like, where Yumiya is on the surface, Karia is the underworld or something. I mean, they're part of the same trilogy, apparently. But it looks interesting. Symphonia is something. Yeah, I have Symphonia on PC. And I enjoyed it. Like, I finished it. Did not 100% it, but I did enjoy it. And someday I'll go back and do a second playthrough so I can get frickin' Kratos in my party at the end. But that's a different rant. But far from detail, yeah. Tell me about it, Azulio. I did it, though. I did it. I wasn't the best at the action battle, and for those of you who watch the YouTube series, you'll know that I kind of cheesed it at the end where I just let the computer fight the last boss. I'm terrible. I am absolutely terrible. I let the computer fight the last boss of Symphonia. And I just kind of managed the items and kept people alive at that last battle. Because the computer was so much better at the battle system than I was. Yeah, I gotta... And sorry, I'm thinking about what you said, Riv. Yeah, and I get to start my new contacts tomorrow. I gotta go pick them up this afternoon. I'm not looking forward to that, because that means I'm out of a headache for the next 3 days as I adjust to a new prescription, but it is what it is. And maybe it'll fix my right eye. We'll see. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm catching up. Some sprays on Tales from Miss Weird Crafting. You can get the devil arms, yeah. Well, and the nice thing is, too, the next time I play Symphonia, it'll probably be on stream, because then you all can tell me the tips and tricks and hints and stuff. But it's also satisfying to get a nice long combo. Well, yeah, I won't disagree with you there, Zilio. The times that I actually successfully pull off some, like, 72-hit combos, which, yes, I think that's the highest I ever got was, I think, an 80-hit combo. It does feel good, but I never quite understood how to do it consistently. Never got the hang of doing it consistently. Not like in Persona, where in Persona I'm routinely pulling off ridiculous combos between the characters. But I'm also kind of playing Persona on easy mode. And yeah, exactly. Because yeah, now that I played it once, there won't be spoilers. And the nice thing is with a second playthrough, I can skip 90% of the story and just play the game. Because I wouldn't mind playing Symphonia again. I actually did enjoy it to the point that I want to play it again. It would be interesting. It'd also be interesting going in there, like, knowing everything and not having to speculate. Alright, but I think we're gonna go save whoever's in the barrel there. Oh, somebody save me! What's this coming from back here? I did not realize there'd be this much dialogue today. I was expecting us to just be cleaning up this area. Alright, there's an awful lot of stuff lying around, so be careful. Yeah, I know. I already found the barrel, Tangrowth. Hey, is somebody out there? What's this? A talking barrel? Why would a barrel talk? It's me that's talking. The best chef in town. Oh, really? What? Could this be a human? I really doubt it. Why exactly are you inside that barrel? Why? Well, when I woke up, there was nobody around. Just as anybody with any sense would do, I started looking for food. Right, but how'd you get stuck in a barrel? I mean, somebody went to the trouble of suspending a barrel like this. Wouldn't you assume that it has something extra special inside? No. I figured it must be food, but when I climbed in to check, I got stuck. Now I can't get out. I see. You're quite powerfully motivated by food. No. It was for cooking research. Uh-huh. Well, all that aside, it might be a human stuck inside this barrel. You think you could rescue them somehow, Crafty? I tried that. I can cut through the chain. You can actually do that? Oh, yes, please. Cut that chain post-haste. Yes, I think it's a very sensible idea. Use one of your moves to slice through the chain, if you'd be so kind. Alright, so I'm guessing it wouldn't let me do that because it wanted me to wait until I hit the story point. Playing pirate? That is Voltorb. Or Electrode. No, it's too small to be Electrode. That's got to be Voltorb. So why would Voltorb's habitat be playing pirate? That's hilarious. Why? Clang. Oh my, you would bounce right off the chain. Huh? What? You can't do it. I thought you were going to cut the chain. Come on now, don't get my hopes up and then let me down like that. Chain is sturdier than I thought. Good grief, are you so weak you can't handle a silly little chain? Wow, that was a word salad. Good grief, are you really so weak you can't handle a silly little chain? Are you eating well enough? I dare say, you're not really in a position to say such things. By the way, eating a meal or two won't make a difference. That chain is simply too hard. Excuse me, but if you're mocking the power of cooking, I simply won't stand for it. If you eat my dishes, you'll find yourself with 100 times your usual energy. Any move a Pokemon uses will become 100 times stronger as well. A mere chain won't stand a chance against that. You're just making things up because you can't get out of that barrel yourself. No, it's the truth. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Oh, I know. How about this? I'll teach you how to make my dishes and you do the cooking. I'm really an excellent teacher, you know. You might not make something that gives you 100 times your strength, but surely you can manage 10 times. You're asking us to cook now. Yeah, I find yourself uncomfortably energetic. Raw berry! What do you say, Crafty? I think I have any better plan, I'm afraid. You have such a talent for creating things like the humans did, so maybe you can cook as well. I want to cook. You do it. Oh, thank you. I won't forgive this kindness. Now then, let's start with the basics. A salad. I'll sing the instructions. Why are you singing the instructions? I'll sing the instructions to you, so listen closely. You'll sing. Chop, chop. Oh, God. Chop, chop them up, all those leaves of green. Chop them up on a cutting board, smooth and clean. Flip, flop, toss, toss. Put them on a plate. Now you have a salad. Tasty, green, and great. What was that? Salad song. Opus number 1, of course. Those were awfully vague instructions. Yes, well, it's the very first recipe for beginners. Anyway, let's get back on track. Please make yourself a smooth, clean cutting board. Once you got one, basically just chop up some leaves and you're done. Suppose you make a cutting board by hacking off a piece of a log. No, that won't do at all. You can't be so rough and careless. A cutting board has to be perfectly smooth. Making one is a delicate and beautiful undertaking. Certainly got a lot of requests. Now let's see. What Pokemon could cut a cutting board delicately and beautifully? Scyther. Or Scyther? This might be a task for Dartrix. Crafty, you can find a Dartrix? I believe they tend to like homes like this. I have Scyther. Scyther can make a cutting board. I mean, Dartrix is cool, but... Alright. Pointy, tree-shaded, rocky, tall grass. Okay, that's complicated. So it's 4 red grass, a rock, and a tree. 4 red grass, a rock, and a tree. Alright. That is okay. I think we need more out. I'm sure you do, but you're not going to get them. Alright, I need a rock. I need a rock of the ages. Oh, part of me is curious. Can I just make a cutting board? I feel like I've made or have a cutting board somewhere. Maybe I haven't actually made one of these. Also, I never asked chat, but how is the volume today? I never asked. Never did ask how my volume today was. I know you need more houses. You're not going to get them today. You are not getting anything today. I am not building houses. I want to get the Poke Center restored. Gosh, that's a lot of ash. Brains as I'm procrastinating. Oh, there's something in here. Hold on. Da, 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 da. Hi. 30 pieces of railway track. Cool. What were we even just doing, chat? I've already forgotten. You were trying to find something. I was trying to find a boulder. That's what I was doing. Gosh almighty, Crafty. We got Rilo over there yelling at me there's not enough houses. Well, guess what, bud? There aren't going to be any for a while. There's something I think I was talking with Cindy about this. Is that I need to just focus on, like, actually finishing the main storyline of this game before I do more, like, terraforming and stuff. Because if I don't finish the main storyline, I'm just gonna get stuck doing nothing but, like, restoring the towns. And that's not ideal. Like, that's really not ideal. I should be doing other stuff. You know, I just noticed that there's, stalagmites. Excuse me, stalactites. Stalactites hold on tight, stalagmites will give you quite the fright. Yes, that is how I remember which ones are the ones from hang from ceilings and the ones that are, normal. I have a funny way of remembering. You know, why didn't I come back here before? There's more stuff back here. Also, I apologize, chat. You're crafty. Your host, Crafty, today is very, distracty brain. Oh, it's limestone. Oh, that gave me an idea. Oh, nice! I can make marble! That's cool. Marble actually is a cool thing to be able to make. What is this? What? This is pretty. Why does the water look like that? It's so pretty. I see a sparkle rock. Nice. Oh, we got an Arcanine dowel. Sweet. These for ceiling, round. Huh. Yeah, no, I always remembered it as stalactites hold on tight, stalagmites will give you quite a fright. But yours makes a lot more sense, Riv. Yours makes a lot more sense. Pokolife Dev Diary. Like-minded individuals have been slowly joining my cause as I continue to create homes for Pokemon. I greatly appreciate the support for those individuals. I greatly appreciate the support those individuals provide. But we've all begun to grow tired as the meteorological abnormalities and resulting natural disasters continue to worsen. We need more time. We need more help. I've recently begun hearing rumors that there are plans to temporarily evacuate all of humanity into space. Well, we know where the humans went. If these rumors are true, does that mean that all of our efforts have been in vain? My collaborators seem anxious as well. Perhaps they are the same mind as I. Well, I think we know what happened to the humans. That's kind of disturbing. And more railway track. What are we even doing, chat? I have gotten myself completely distracted because... What? The gate works! What? Oh, that's so cute! Oh my god, I love the little gate. Of course, that's... Oh god, what's his name? It's Cole something. Oh, crap. I can't think of the name of that Pokemon. But this is easy. Boop. Restore the railway crossing habitat. Yay! Absolutely no crossing while the bar is lower, but will Pokemon actually stop and wait? Oh, they will. That was actually one of the first Pokemon I caught in Sword and Shield was that guy. I remember the area he's in, too. Alright, you just got completely distracted from what you were supposed to be doing. Silly bean that is a crafty. You were doing things. And then you got yourself very distracted. Because I was trying to find a boulder, and instead I found train tracks. What else is new, right? So this is why I've decided that I need to finish the main story before I got myself too distracted. Because let's be honest, I could spend months just doing this and restoring all of these areas. I've also realized that when I'm going to be doing restoration stuff, I am just going to chew through items like nobody's business. It's not going to be good. Rain is horizontal ceiling, line towers, M-like spires, rise. Oh yeah. Stalagmite, ridge, and spikes go up and down. All of these are way better than my dumb little rhyme. All of your methods, chat, are way better than my silly little rhyme. I am kind of jealous that y'all have a better way to remember than my silly rhyme. And hey, everyone's got their own way. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I'm trying not to yawn. Oh! What is that? A tree stump, a log, and a cart. Huh. Rhyme is great too because it's fun. It is fun. I don't remember where I first heard it. It's just one of those things that I've always remembered. I mean, it does its purpose. I remember it. But where I ever learned it, who knows? Crafty. You need to find a boulder, however. Nope, resist. I know you see copper, girly, but don't touch it. God, there's more copper. Stop it. No. No mining copper. That looks promising. I'm trying to find a place to get this habitat going. Oh, stop it. You're not drowning, Ditto. A gray cottage kit. Nice. I will refund those points, Henge. Bongo Crafty does not work with this particular model, and I always forget to turn off the thingy. Oh, nice. That's what, Chatot, I think that thing is called. Yeah, I didn't remember to turn it off. That works with my my other model. Box noises definitely works, though. There has got to be... There we go! Oh god, you're gonna make it all the way up here? I mean, I guess. I don't like making it all the way up here, but whatever. I can always relocate him after he's been found. Alright, so let's go to leafage. Hey, welcome on in, Terrell. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today, my friend? How are you doing? I hope I'm doing this right. I think I am. Yeah? Pointy tree shaded rock habitat. I think this is the one we wanted. Yes, Dartix. Alright, somebody just gotta wait. The second Dartix shows up, by the way, we are going to relocate him down to the main area because this is ridiculous. Not even close, Terrell. I am not even close to finishing our crosscode. We left off on Tuesday. We were about to do one of the trials. We left off on Tuesday, about to do one of the trials. Holy crap, is this all ash? Is this all ash? Oh god, yeah, crosscode's a long game. I knew that going into it. Interesting. Oh. Thanks for teleporting me all the way down here. You suck, game. I do too. I do too. I do too, Terrell. I try not to do too many long games on stream simultaneously, though, because then we kind of get lost in the weeds with the games that we are currently playing. I do try to limit how many long play games we do simultaneously. I tried to do like a shorter game paired with a longer game. Just so we're not stuck seeing the same thing for 6 months in a row. Not that I haven't done that in the past, I certainly have. I mean, I think it took me, what, almost a year to finish Breath of the Wild when we played that one? Which, man, I'm still happy that I played Breath of the Wild. I never thought that I would like that game. I fully expected that to be like, I'll stream it for like a week or two and then just quietly give up on it. And I fell in love with that game. Didn't hurt, I was actually halfway decent at it. Yeah, exactly, Riv. Although Foundry is one of those dangerous games that doesn't have a real ending to it. Foundry is one of those you can literally play it forever things. Not a bad thing. Yeah. Well, it has an ending and it has DLC. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know, Riv. I haven't really... Sorry, wording hard. I haven't really played a lot of factory sim automation games lately, now that I'm thinking about it. I think that's because maybe Dave the Diver was occupying a lot of the sim part of my brain. And I think also I kind of haven't been in the mood for sim games like that recently because I've been watching Zero to Satisfactory. Always one of those things of like, I want to get back into it, but you kind of have to be in the mindset, and I'm not always in the mindset to play those. And honestly, you know what the funny thing is? I think the real core of the issue, not even really an issue, the real core of why I don't think I'm in the mood to play sim games right now is that I can't play them for 5 minutes and then put them down. I'm at that part of the year where gameplay time is very limited. And when I sit down to play video games, it's usually I've got 15, maybe 20 minutes. And you really can't do much in a sim game in 20 minutes. And by the time you get back to it, you forget what you were doing. Yeah, welcome on in, Cassidy. Welcome in. How are you doing today, my friend? How are you doing? Nice, Muckrow. Yeah, I know. You are telling me about all kinds of Pokemon that I'm going to have to make habitats for at some point, but that point is not right now. Take that honey, though. And that Pokeball. That does say damp hedge seeds. Okay. And a trace of a Pokemon. Ooh! That's a cool habitat. Clefairy and Clefairy. That's a really cool habitat. How am I? I'm doing quite well today, Cassidy. Very worn out from yesterday, but yesterday was also an extremely good day. Is that... What's the name of that? It's the cinnamon roll dog. Cinnapup or something like that. I think that's a Coromon. Ooh, Seize the Week Volume 8. Pokeball variation we'd like to showcase this week is none other than the Love Ball. Zot Ball makes it easier to catch Pokemon when yours is the opposite gender. What's not to love? Do you know about this ball? I do. Oh, I found the smile emote. That's adorable. No, doing pretty good. And I don't know if Zero sent you the picture, Cassidy, or put it on Discord yet, but we found you at the Field Museum. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it was very amusing. We were going through the animal section of the museum, and we came across the what was it, Animals of North America. Came across the Animals of North America, and my first thought was, oh, look, we found Cassidy. Why I thought this, I don't know, but that's my brain. We went to the Field Museum yesterday, Cassidy, and when we went through the Animals of North America section, they had a taxidermied coyote in the museum. And my first thought was, hey, look, we found Cassidy. Why? I don't know. I don't know why my first thought was of you when we saw the taxidermy, but it was. So there you go. We also found the smuggest wolf ever. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. It's... It's one of those weird things, and let me know how your thoughts on this, chat. Let me know your thoughts on this. But taxidermy and anatomical skeletons and stuff like that have always fascinated me, even when I was like younger, like a really little kid. I remember coming across like animal bones and stuff when we would go out on hikes, or like I grew up on a farm, so we would find like deer antlers or skulls every once in a while. I've always found that kind of thing fascinating. And I have been told that that's kind of a morbid thing to be interested in, and I just don't get it. Like, I mean, yes, what I am looking at was once a living thing, but it's fascinating to see how it works. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things of, like, I could never be the person doing the taxidermy or stuff like that, or prepping the skeleton for the anatomical work and stuff like that. I couldn't be that person, but I love, like, looking at seeing how all the bones and stuff connect. And I don't know if that's just a weird thing or that makes me a weird person. But it's fascinating to see how it works. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know some people are like, well, ew, how do you go and look at all the taxidermy at the museum like it's all dead animals? And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. I understand that, but it's still... And I mean, the thing that I found most interesting about a lot of the specimens that the Field Museum has is how small they are. And it's also kind of interesting knowing that, hey, this specimen is from the 1920s, and how the animal looks different now. Like, 100 years later, the animals don't look the same as some of the specimens they have at the Field Museum, and I found that absolutely fascinating. Because I'm like, this is not how modern-day raccoons look. Like, they look different now. And it's just very interesting, because it's like, huh. I don't know if that makes me a weird person, or just I like science. I always told her for Fast Life I ended up in a museum. I mean, it's true. But I don't know. And I mean, I know one thing that I found very interesting was, particularly like at the Sioux exhibit, when we were looking at the skeletal remains of Sioux, just the calluses on some of her rib bones and stuff, where you could see, like, at some point in Sue's life, the dinosaur had their ribs broken. And I'm like, that's absolutely fascinating, seeing those calluses and stuff. And I never knew this, but Sue has fused vertebra too. Like, that was one of the things when they did the light show to highlight features of her bone structure. And I'm sorry, I am going to continue referring to the Sue skeleton as her, because the name. And I know that it's a gender neutral name, because a dude can be named Sue too. It's just my brain keeps saying her. And we don't know. They've never figured out the gender of that dinosaur, and I don't think they ever will. Brain. Yeah, I never knew that, the Sioux skeleton has fused vertebra in it. Like, the dinosaur had arthritis, and that's fascinating to me. And you can see it too. Like, once you know what you're looking at, or where to look rather, it's totally fascinating that, like, yeah, Sue had arthritis. I think it was in the spine. There was a fused vertebra. There are fused vertebra in the tail, and if you look at her neck, there's also, you can see arthritic damage to the neck bones, the neck vertebra. Was raised in Tennessee, so there's taxidermy every day. Well, that's, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I hate the practice. I can appreciate the art of it. Yeah. No, I totally understand that, Rye. We have so many deer taxidermy out here. Like, it is very hard to go to a restaurant out here without seeing white-tailed deer taxidermy. It's freaking everywhere. And I mean, I personally would probably not have any or a lot of taxidermy in my house. I have a couple of fake taxidermy, which is amusing. I have a taxidermy jackalope, which is obviously not a real taxidermy. I think the fur on the taxidermy is a real rabbit pelt, but I think that's the only real thing about that taxidermy, because I know the antlers are plastic. I've actually thought about getting some faux taxidermy. Some of that stuff is pretty cool, and having a taxidermy dragon would be kind of awesome. What? I mean, I'm carrying too much stuff. Yeah. And yes, I know you need more houses. I'm working on it. Build houses around here too. Pretty sure you're good at building, you know? Can't wait to help out. Oh, you will. I will build you houses eventually. For now, I need to find a workbench with a bucket that I can drop some crap off in. I could just go home, too. Oh, goodness gracious. I haven't set up a home here yet, so I can't fast travel. Oh, dear. I have not set up fast travel in this area yet. I probably... biscuits. Okay. I need to set up a house really quick. Yep. Goes around 28. Wow, can you imagine a dinosaur living to be 28? Crazy. Yeah. It is true, Melina, and I don't think they will ever find that last 10%. Do not think they will ever find that last 10%, because I know they have searched the spot that Sue was found extensively to try and find the rest of the skeleton, but those pieces might, and most likely are, permanently gone. Which is a shame. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, well, exactly, Cassidy. Exactly. Well, it's funny, too. They even kind of address that in the little light show thing that they do to highlight the neat features of her skeleton. They even say that in the light show. It's that, like, we refer to Sue as her because of the person that discovered Sue was a female archaeologist. But we don't know. Like, we don't know if the skeleton is male or female. Yeah, well, and that's true. That is true. That's actually an interesting question. Have they ever found a T-Rex skeleton that they could gender? Like, have they ever found a T-Rex skeleton that they know the biological gender of? That's actually a really interesting question. Because then they could compare the sizes of the two and maybe figure it out then. But then that's making the assumption, let's be honest, when you're talking about dinosaurs, a lot of it is just assumptions and conjecture. That's making the assumption that the females of the species are larger. Which, following bird logic and like birds of prey specifically, the females would be larger. But then you look at roosters, and the males are larger. So it could go either way. Why do I have so many birdhouses? Because they're easy decoration. That's why you have so many birdhouses. Oh, wow. I have a lot of crap in my inventory. I really do need to go back home, don't I? Alright, well, I guess we gotta teleport back. I've got too much junk in my trunk. So we will have to come back here. Which kind of stinks because I'm going to not have a home here. But that's the best I can do. We'll have to just find our way back here. Oh yeah, no, Sue was definitely a large chicken. She is a giant chicken. Dinosaur was discovered in... Yep. Big issue, terrible pun. It's a good pun. Well, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Melina. Yes, rage pigeon. 100%. You know, it was funny, Melina. That was actually one of the things we were talking about yesterday at the museum. Was that for the longest time, they didn't even think sharks existed. Because of the fact that there's no soft tissue and stuff like that. I forgot. Is there an auto add? Yeah, there's an add to stacks item, isn't there? No, crafts. I think you have to manually add the items. I know you think that there's an auto add item, but I also think that you're perhaps thinking of a different game. It's good to be home. I haven't been here in ages. Also, you want to see something adorable, chat? Time for a bath. I love hopping in this thing and taking a bath. It's just so freaking adorable. It's also very funny seeing this. Because we got to see this in person yesterday. I have pictures of it. I have pictures of that fossil. That was one of the ones that was in the museum. What? You're gonna try to give me wood. Do not give me wood, Scyther. Okay, I guess I do have room for the wood. I didn't want it, but okay, I'll take it. Did not want your wood, Scyther, but sure. Alright, give me that, because that's not in the right place. Alright, so this is the rock box. And yes, I am stumbling around because I don't remember what buttons do what. It's been a little while since I played this. What is that? Armor fragment? That shouldn't be in there. Copper ore should be, though. Iron ore. Oh, soft tissue. Remarkably preserved and ensure in blood vessels, muscles, because neurons. Yeah. Yep. Well, and there's also the desiccated remains that you find in like peat bogs and stuff like that. Those have been invaluable, as have like the La Brea tar pits and all that. But stuff like that is not the easiest to find most of the time. And sorry, Chad, you're getting to see me sort inventory. I try not to do this on stream. I try not to. Because this just turns into, I don't know what bin to put crap in. There's a lot of, I don't know what bin to put stuff in. You were holding on to those for a reason. Peat bogs. Yes, beet bogs. Peat bogs, tar pits, amber, yep. Which, boy howdy, there was a lot of amber at the fossil exhibit, too. I mean, kind of expected there'd be a lot of amber at the fossil exhibit. I could go put those in, too, I guess. Oh, I have lost the plot of what I was doing, chat. Your Craps has definitely lost the plot of what I was doing. Do not know why I am so tired today. Alright, so toys goes in this bin. The only toys that don't go in here, though, are going to be the dolls, because I want to put those somewhere. I'm going to hold on to that. Those are decos. I'm going to put that one on the ground. That's a deco. That's fossils. The sad thing is, too, is I have also forgotten, right, those are the things that I don't know what they are. Yeah, those are houses, so that can go in there. Boop, boop, boop. All that can go in there. We don't need any of those. Sad thing is, a lot of this is just me remembering, okay, this is what I called this. Nope, that doesn't go in that bin. That's relaxation. Only decorations go in here. Those I'm going to hold on to because those are different habitats. Oh, I hear you in the background and I don't care. Dennis back from life with Amber. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly, Melina. That is very true. And despite what was it, Colossal Labs would like to tell you, despite what Colossal Laboratories would like to tell you, they're not actually bringing back extinct creatures. Like, I'm sorry, I have opinions about the Colossal Laboratory dire wolves. Like, it's congratulations, you made giant timber wolves that happen to be white. They're not dire wolves. Sorry, no. Like, I know you like calling them dire wolves, but they're not. Like, you like to tell people that they're not. Nope, we're holding on to those. Unpopular opinion, I know. You know, I thought I had a box for fossils. Was I putting them in with everything else? I don't think I was. Pretty sure I was doing other stuff with them. Those can go in there. And all of this kind of stuff. And yeah, congrats. You have overly large white timber wolves. And I am waiting to see, much like with Dolly the sheep, I am waiting to see what happens as those wolves get older. If I hope that it doesn't cause any problems with them. But I mean, the direwolves of Colossal Labs, although they are very cool, I will give you that. They are very, very cool. And it is absolutely amazing that they were even to do that kind of genetic manipulation. I hope that those animals are okay. Because that kind of gene editing, if you've never done it before, can have some nasty outcomes, and I hope that's not the case with those wolves. And I'm sorry, chat, we're deep in the... we're unfortunately deep in the throes of trying to organize my inventory here. Alright, well, we've managed to get it down to one screen, so that's good. I'm probably depositing a bunch of stuff I shouldn't be. Now, my question is, where the frick frack was I putting fossils? Yep. Yeah. Which, at 6 years old, that's young for a sheep. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dolly the sheep was an absolute marvel when they pulled that off. I mean, I don't like what the science is being used for now. Although I will say it is kind of amusing when people clone their pets and then find out that their new pet is nothing like their old one. And it's honestly bringing in some very fascinating research over how much your personality is actually controlled by things like your environment. Like you might, if you clone your pet, you might get something that looks identical to your pet when they were still around, but it certainly doesn't have the same personality anymore. Yeah. It is interesting, and I hope that someday it's applied to research, like cloning body parts. But that brings up a whole different... that brings up a whole kind of ethics conversation that I am not qualified to have. Alright. That is what I had in that bin, so that does make sense that that would go in that bin. And you get so many different kinds of terrain blocks in this game, and I am unfortunately very much a hoarder with that kind of stuff. I never get rid of it. Was I storing? Yeah, so this is all the stuff I don't know what to do with. So I'm just gonna throw the fossils in here for right now, because I don't know what to do with the fossils. The honey can stay. Non-burnable garbage goes in other places. That just goes in there because I don't know. Actually, that is an item that should be in that box. Never mind, that's a hold item. That was in the right box, Crafty. That actually was in the right box, you potato. You forgot what that item was. That's not a fossil. That's a hold item. There, you go there. Right, and the hedge seeds can go over here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk where I just sort my inventory. Welcome to the Crafty TED Talk where I'm just sorting my inventory and complaining about direwolves. Point for a person who would genuinely love to see direwolves actually exist again. There. Well, yeah. Very, very true, Melina. And I mean, I think there are a lot of questions that have to be answered about the ethics when it comes to doing stuff like that. And I will be the first to admit that I understand there's a lot of ethics that goes into that. Hence the I am not qualified to really answer this conversation kind of things. Oh, all right. Right. Let's go get rid of those 2 wall pieces. Mural pieces, I think they are. I gotta find where the mural is. No. This is not... There it is. So, obviously, I have not found a lot of the mural yet. I know what this is, though. Like, that right there gives it away. I know what this mural is. Alright, so that is the eye. Yeah, that's eye. That goes up there. Yeah, I know it's in the right spot because I can read unknown. I am a weirdo and I can read unknown. That's R. Wait, is that R? Hold on, let me look at that again. No, that is R. That is R. Boop. There. Pokopian lore. I mean, a little bit, Batman. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that doesn't recognize what this is, but I'm pretty sure I know what that mural is going to look like when it's done. 99% sure I know what that mural is. Aw, I was kind of hoping I could move that. Asking if you loving this? I mean, yeah, I am really enjoying the game. I don't know how Pokopian love is a question. That's more of a statement. But no, I am very much enjoying this game. It is quite fun. And more so than that, it is relaxing. And relaxing is exactly what I need in my life. Yay, lepa berries. Well, yeah. The other problem too, Melina, is the fact that trying to get funding for certain kinds of research is excessively difficult. Because it's that catch-22 of people don't want to be associated with it, but they also don't want to miss out on it. It is a definite catch-22. Alright, so... I guess we're just going back now. I mean, I could go put in the dowels really quick. I'm also running out of room to put my... What? Just basically... Thank you. I didn't want more lumber. Can't you just put in the box like Scyther's doing? Can't you just put it in the box here? And that's what your buddy Scyther's doing. Oh, God. Why do I have so much lumber? So much lumber, chat. Why is there so much lumber? Alright, I would like to put the table down here. And no! I mean, yes, Crafty, you could totally... No. There. Oh, he a big boy. The Arcanine doll is a big one. God, is he cute. Look at how cute he is. Okay, the Arcanine doll is my favorite. He is too freaking cute. That's an amazing idea that you're going to have to incorporate later. I just thought about putting the Arcanine doll outside of Arcanine's house. So Arcanine will have his doll outside of his house. That would look amazing. That would look absolutely amazing. Didn't want to do that. All right, so where... Sorry, I'm looking at the map and trying to figure out... See, I haven't memorized the map, and I don't remember which way I need to go to get back to the rocky wasteland. And unfortunately, I haven't built a house there yet, so we're just gonna have to wing it and hope I'm going the right way. 'Cause I think this is the way to Rocky Wasteland. Yeah, I think this is the one that leads to the Rocky Wastelands. Yeah, thank you for the pets, Melina. Oh. No, I was gonna say I apologize again for not being the most awake and constantly having a scuffed schedule. And that next week would be better, but we all know that next week won't be better. I just have to embrace the fact that I will almost always have a scuffed schedule with how busy we are. Well, you're not open yet. Okay. So, if this isn't the Rocky Wasteland, where's the Rocky Wasteland? That was a leaf. I'm sad. I wanted a carrot. Alright, so if that's not the Rocky Wasteland, is that the Rocky Wasteland up there? Wish. No, you cannot push the stairs, you potato. I think y'all out there in Chatlandia have also just come to accept that a scuffed crafty schedule is kind of the normal. I'm the only one that refuses to accept the fact that my schedule is almost constantly scuffed. I am 100% the person that refuses to admit that my schedule is scuffed. Why is there a camera up here? Oh, because, yeah, that's right. I had that set up for watching that water wheel. I don't know why I left it there. It doesn't need to be there anymore. I don't know what it is, but I'm taking it. Oh, cool. Great, we got another part of the mural. I just emptied that out of my inventory and you gave me another one, game. Rude. I mean, I'll take it. Because I'd like to finish the mural someday. That's kind of funny, though. Like, right as I put the pieces away, you give me another one. Alright, what letter is this? I don't recognize what letter that is without context. See, I can read unknown, I just don't always recognize the letters off the top of my head. Oh, it's V. Yep, it's V. I'm 99% sure I know what that mural is. Oh my goodness, chat. I hope that you're enjoying the the very tired vibes. I gotta think. I think next week is a normal schedule. I don't think there's any crazy events happening during the week. I think we're kind of safe until Anthrocon. And yes, it is SpongeBob. But yeah, thinking ahead to the what do you want? Good focus on gathering up all that stuff, aren't you, Ditto? You know what? I'm gonna gather up stuff too. And what should I gather? Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. The name of unknown in French means weird ones. I mean, that's appropriate. These are? Huh. Yeah, that was not where I meant to head. Yeah, what do I need to do for that tower anyway? I've forgotten what the quest in the stinking tower is. Gather veggies. That's not very helpful, game. That is not super helpful. Gather veggies does not tell me what veggies you want, because I know I gave you carrots. What else do you want? Tomatoes and wheat. You know what? I probably could finish that quest, but let's focus on one thing at a time, please. His name is Zarby. It's a good name for Ditto. Zarby is a good name for Ditto. And I agree, Ditto is the weird one. Oh my goodness. I wish I had a focused purpose, and I don't. Okay, we need to get up to that one. Because I am fairly sure... Maybe... I don't know if that's where I need to be or not. I don't know if that's where I need to be. And the great tease that is that tunnel I dug. Don't think that tunnel actually leads to anywhere. Or did it? I don't actually remember. Hold on. Did I eventually, like, break out in this tunnel? Nope, it's a wall. Yeah, we eventually hit wall that I couldn't dig through. It really feels like there's something at the end of this tunnel, but I also believe I might have been chasing rainbows with that. I'm still convinced, though, there's something over here, because why else would they have that little pathway going off to the side like that? It's probably a red herring. It was probably a red herring. You know, am I being a potato and can I actually just transport to where I need to be? Yeah, no, you can't. Because you don't have a spot. You've got to have a home to go to. Nope, I do not want to go to Bleak Beach. I want to go... Why didn't I just build a house? Oh, I should have just built a house. I should have just built a house. Alright, so if it's not that one, it's gotta be... Don't mind me, I'm triangulating. I'm triangulating. Nope, not what I wanted. I want to look at the map. Yeah, it's got to be that one up there. I don't want to know what you want, Drillbur. I'm ignoring you, buddy. Now, if I remember correctly, there is... Yeah, there is. Perfect. Don't know if it's up or if it's down, but there is a door over here. Eventually, there'll be nice pathways laid out for all of this junk. No, that is not the door you want, miss. No, you want this door. Sounds like Yuki is yelling at Zero. Aw. Down? Yeah, it's down. Eventually, I'll have nice roads going to all of these Poke Centers and all that, and we'll have all of this fixed up. Eventually, we will have everything fixed up. Now, what's fun, though, is I don't know what to do with these areas. Because you can totally, like, do something with these. I just don't know what I want to do with them. Yes, go to Rocky Ridges. Perfect. Remember, Crafts, you also got to make a house here at some point. You got to make a house at some point. All right. We are back here. We're fixing. Yeah, it sounds delicious, Lab. I don't even know what we're doing for dinner tonight, let alone lunch. I mean, my lunch is probably going to be had on the go anyway, because I gotta run out to the eye doc to go pick up my contacts so I have my eyeballs. Gotta go get my eyeballs. My natural eyeballs aren't good enough, so I have to have false eyeballs. I remember I used to say that to my gram, and she would get so mad at me because she's like, that's just weird. Stop calling your contacts your eyeballs, but they are my eyeballs. They're totally my eyeballs. Alright, so what were we doing here? What were we doing here, my friends? Were we trying to improve the environment? Oh no, we were trying to free the dude. That's right, we were trying to free the dude. Use a cutting board to make a... Oh god, that means we gotta go all the way uppies. Ah, fine. Fine, we gotta go uppies. You've got to go to the uppies spot where the bird guy is going to be. So fun fact, chat. I don't remember where we put his habitat. Ah, fun. I totally don't remember where we put Owlboy's habitat. I know I put in Owlboy's habitat, but Lord knows where it is. Because I know we just kind of threw it up on a lonely hillside and said, oh yeah, I'll remember where it is. Sure you will, Crafty. Sure you will. You know what's funny? That whole idea of... Something I have been thinking about offline, because I had a lot of time to think on the train and all that yesterday. Just something in general that I've been thinking about with the future of, like, Animal Crossing and Pokemon and all that, is I would not be surprised if the new Animal Crossing game was a lot bigger. Whenever it comes out, I would not be surprised if the new Animal Crossing game was in a world as big as this one. Because I think Nintendo would be very hard-pressed, and it would be a very inattentive thing to do to not look at the success of Pokopia and apply it to the new Animal Crossing game. Whenever it comes out, because Lord only knows when it's actually going to come out. I just think that if they don't look at the success of Pokopia and the design of this game and all that, if they don't look at that and try to apply it to Animal Crossing, they're kind of missing the boat a little bit. Like, no joke. Because after this... Now, granted, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22, though. Because there are definitely people out there that are going to be like, well, this game was too much for me. There's too much freedom. And they're going to want the stricter, smaller scale of the Animal Crossing games. Actually, no, I wonder what the future of it's going to be. No matter which way it goes, it's going to be interesting. Because now that I think about it, it could literally go either way. Like, the new Animal Crossing game could be as open world and free as this one is, or it could be restrictive. And I don't think that it would be a bad decision to go other way now that I think about it. Because you're definitely going to have the people that want the freedom like they have in this game to basically do anything they want. But then you're also going to have the people that are saying this game is too free and they never know what to do in it. Which is a very valid thing. This game can get very overwhelming. This game can get very, very, very overwhelming with the amount of stuff that you can do. But then, man, people have been building some really cool stuff. I think the favorite thing I've seen so far is someone rebuilt the Pokemon Fossil Museum in Pokopia. That's a Russell Flap. Ooh, wait. Hold on a second. Green flap. There we go. Need to make myself presentable first. Now then, hello there. It's nice to meet you. Hi, Dartrix. Blade Quill Pokemon. Narcissistic Pokemon is a clean freak. If you don't groom it diligently, it may stop listening to you. That is hilarious. What do? You grow and you chop. Nice. We're getting a lot more Pokemon that have 2 abilities. Earned recipe. Yay! Cutting board. You got a recipe for a wreath. Okay. I wanted a cutting board. Hey, are you okay? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, I know. You want to discuss aesthetics and pursuit of beauty with me, right? No. You make me a cutting board? You want to make a cutting board? Oh, that sounds cool. I guess you came to me because you need the best, most beautiful cutting board you've ever seen, yeah? I can take care of that for you. No problem. First, could you help me with something? They've always wanted a perch. Ah, I have the recipe. Picture this. Me, perfectly poised on my own unique personal perch. I mean, talk about picturesque. You could put a perch in my place for me? Sure. No, I had to put you in the worst location possible. I couldn't have put you down there. Like right there, next to that rock. I couldn't have put you down there, huh? Pick up the tree, please. Rude. Well, you know what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do, chat, is we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And we're gonna go up here. And we're gonna go up here. And then you're gonna do one of these. And I'm gonna do this. And then you. Yeah. Follow me. You lead, I'll follow. Good. Let's see you actually do that, Dartrix. Let's see you actually do that, because you haven't seen what I'm about to do. Come on, buddy. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Oh. I didn't need to bring the tree with me. I could have just dragged the rock over. Buddy, I'm making you a new home. One that's not so obnoxious to get to. All right, leafage. Leafage. Cat's not groomed, it freaks out. Yeah. Dartrix is part cat, apparently. Yes, I know a simple punch won't break it. I'm trying to grow grass here. Come on. No brain. Not that kind of grass. Well, boy howdy, we smelled enough of that in the city yesterday. Alright, Dartrix. Hi, buddy. Move in here. My new home. You bet it is. Not a bad idea. Okay, why not? From now on, it's my new home. Thank you. Now I don't have to climb a flipping cliff to get to you. Although, that was my own fault. That was my own fault that I put him on a cliff. I understand this. Alright, perch. Perch, 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 perch. Alphabetical. Perch should be right there. Yes, make one. Yay, we made a perch. Alright. Alright, jerk bird. Also, if I didn't say hello to you, welcome on in, Jiro. How are you doing today? We're just doing some very chill, I'm losing my mind, Pokopia. Where did you go, bird? You were literally just here, bird. Where did you go? Don't make me put honey on your facility here. Yes, I'm glad you like the sprinklers, Macho. Oh my god, where did Dartrix go? Buddy, you were literally just here. Where did you go? What? Where is he? Oh, you idiot. You're on the other side of the wall. Why are you here? Yes. No, you're not home. Yeah. Dude. Yes, I did. See, you put a perch by my place. It's perfect. It better be. I can tell you pay attention to my preferences when you put it together. Make me a cutting board. As promised, I'll tell you how to make a cutting board. Trick is a cutting your lumber with daring delicacy. Let me demonstrate and watch these wings closely. Da 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 da. Da da da. Thank you. Maybe that should do it. I've ever made one myself before. Jurassic World Chaos Theory is actually pretty good. Do tell. Do tell, Jiro. Beautiful claw-crafted cutting boards are sure to create cuisine of equal beauty. If you need any lumber to make one, bring me a small log or two and come up nice. I have plenty of lumber, thank you very much. I have too much lumber. He didn't actually make me a cutting board. He didn't actually make me a cutting board. That's hilarious. Good that you can fly. Alright. Buster. Make me some stuff, please. Not leaves! Nope, that's for me. No. Gosh almighty. Get logs in your hands, Crafts. You need Dartrix to make you some lumber. Are you actually going to perch on that? Give me some lumber. How many small logs do you hand over? I have 2. I will give you 2. Yes. Make me lumber. Started right away. Good. Work faster. I am your coal mine supervisor. Make the work faster. Okay, that's kind of awesome that Dartrix actually uses the perch. That's really cute, actually. That's actually super cute that Dartrix actually uses the perch. I want to see something. It does. That's cool. So I'm trying to see how far out the sprinkler sprinkles. Oh. Oh. Yep, didn't mean to do that. How far out does the sprinkler sprinkle? Does it go all the way to the corners? Looks like it does. Yeah, it does. That's cool. Also, I realized that there is a block I didn't smash here. Gives us more Wawa. I totally need to steal this design for my gardens back home. 100% need to steal that design for my gardens back home. Just a really good design, to be honest. And it'd be nice to not have to water my own plants. Alright, Dartrix, how are you doing on that lumber? More time to finish this. I want it now. Want it now, Dartrix. Gimme. Guess I could go punch some ash. Yeah, I know. I say water weird. I call it Wawa. I know, that's another one of those things of I don't know when I started doing that, but that's just one of those phrases that Crafty uses. Why? I don't know. Yes, sir, and pre-craft, replace him as Jurassic World movies. About 6 kids who jump in summer camp at Eastland New Bar. Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. That's cool. That's actually very cool, Jiro. Yeah, I have not heard of that. I had not heard of that. Also, chat, we're pretty quickly getting to that point that I need to end the stream. I do have an appointment to pick up my contacts. We got about 10 minutes. So if you all know of a good person for me to raid into, please let me know. I just looked at what time it is, and I will need to start motivating shortly. Unfortunately, I will have to start motivating soon. Kind of dumb. I have to drive a long way to get my dumb contacts because they won't mail them to me. Okay, so Sky Blue is always a good option. Sky Blue Arts is always a good option. They are a heckin' good team. Cannot wrap my head around. Sorry, I just had an idle thought of just how much work I have to do to make some habitats in this game. The amount of actual things I need to build in this game for all the different Pokemon is ludicrous. How much you have to do. I was just thinking about like all the different houses I'm gonna have to make and all that fun stuff. Although I did see Dartrix come off of their perch, so they might be on the move to find me. I'm also bemused because this is definitely one of those parts of the game that using the mouse mode would be useful. I'm just too lazy to disconnect the Joy-Cons. Alright. Couple more blocks. Perfect. Got this whole area fixed. Say how much you want to bet that I spend a absurd amount of time building a railroad track. And that's not a bet I'm going to take, because I know I'm going to spend an absurd amount of time building a complete railroad track. In every zone, I might add. Ooh, that's something I could do. I could build railroad tracks to all the different Poke Centers. All I have to do is just hop on a, okay. So I just hop on a rail train, and it gets me to all the different Poke Centers. That would be a really cool option. Ooh, Harry. This is a cute photo of Rio. I took it when Growly, who just moved next door, came over to play. Doesn't she look happy? Lately, she's spending every free minute playing with Growly. At this rate, she'll probably forget all about you. Just kidding. If you're worried about that, maybe you should first finally visit us during next summer break. That's cute. Alright, so, Dartrix, I saw you off your perch, buddy. Does that mean you're done with my lumber? Now the fun part, finding where the stupid bird went. You still at your house, or are you wandering? Okay, you and Macho. Okay, you're not working right now. Give me my lumber. Aye. Bird. Yeah, thank you. Alright. So, let's go make a cutting board, friends. And then free whoever is in the barrel. Let us make a cutting board and free whomever is in the barrel. I was very angry about the fact that I could not shred the shuttle. Interesting, it's considered a utility. Well, thank you, Score Bunny. No, I heard you're gonna make a salad. I was supposed to have a bunch of leaves, right? Oh, that sounds so cool. Wish I could have some too. You can have some. Hey, let me help out then too. We can make a salad together. Sure? Alright. Okay. Apparently Score Bunny is gonna help me make salad. And of course I have to put it on the counter over here, because why wouldn't you? Start cooking. Yay, I have salads. Let's try cooking a dish. Yes. Score Bunny, get off the counter. Hey, we made a salad. It looks delicious. Can't wait anymore. Time to dig in. Crunch, munch, munch, munch. My god. It's delicious. I mean, I knew it would be, but still, come on, Tito. You gotta try some. Did you just eat my... No, you have your own salad. I am sorry. That's kind of adorable. What's wrong? You told me I should have some of the salad too. I don't want to eat the salad. Fine, I'll eat the salad. Actually, I'm supposed to eat the salad, if I remember correctly. Eat. Recovered PP. Yay! Whoa! Whoa! Okay, that's handy. Could you ate powered up leafage? That doesn't really help me cutting the chain. Your leafage became more powerful after you ate the salad we made. I bet it's because we worked really hard together to make it. Preparing food makes it delicious, but it also gives the food some kind of strange power, huh? You should go tell the professor and everyone. When leafage is powered up after you eat a salad, you can press and hold R to use it on larger areas. You can also use it on water to create aquatic plants or stone to grow moss. I can create a wide variety of habitats. Okay, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. And then when we ate the delicious salad, Ditto's leafage powered up. I didn't realize food could be so amazing. Well, you believe me now? Just like I told you, isn't it? What does the leafage do when it's powered up, as you say? You can grow grass on like really hard and rocky ground. See, how it is made with leaves, so it makes sense it would affect plants. I'm really impressed, but how will this help us cut the chain? It's just a warm-up for the next dish I'll teach you that powers up something else. Why didn't you teach us that dish first? Sure you really want out of that barrel? Well, good meal starts with a nice starter salad, doesn't it? Anyway, forget all that. Here's the next song. Pat, pat, pat the dough. Knead up all that wheat. Take it in a bread oven and your bread's ready to eat. So this time we need wheat and a bread oven. What's a bread oven? How do you make one? No, I haven't the faintest clue. Well, a bread oven is just that, an oven, but it's round and made of stone. When you light a fire inside, bake your bread. Lovely little puffs of smoke coming from the top. Huh. Hard, round, and smoky, huh? That sounds like Torkal. Hey, that's the name of him, Torkal. And we already set up his habitat. Maybe Torkal can teach us how to make a bread oven. Or I'm not sure how these things work. What do you think, Crafty? Let's go ask him about it. Oh, I suppose we don't have any more promising plans at the moment. Go ahead and find Torkal and see what they have to say. Yeah, we already set up his habitat. Torkal loves the hot spring in the cave. I bet you'll find them in no time if you set up a habitat there. Already did. God, I love Score Bunny. They're so cute. Oh, that's not who I was thinking of. Well, that's easy because I can set up moss now. So, who was the one that I did in the other cave with the rail crossing? Alright. Take home for Torkal, you need to grow moss next to a hot spring. Grow moss on stone and hard ground by using leafage after you've eaten a salad. Oh, great. Unfortunately, though, that is something I'm going to have to leave for next time. Because, regretfully, it is 12:30, which means I need to get going to do my skills to pay the bills and go pick up my contacts and all that fun stuff. So, I am going to get a raid started, friends. Sorry for kind of an abrupt ending. I just realized what time it is. I need to grab a bite to eat before I go out. So, yeah, that is, unfortunately, going to be where we wrap it up today. So, I do hope that you enjoyed your time here. I know I did. It's nice and relaxing, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled things, and fingers crossed, I'll finally get back to crafting. Fingers crossed we get back to crafting next week. I had a feeling I was going to be too tired after going to the museum, but I had my hopes. I had my hopes that I would have the energy, but I did not. I did not. And yes, it is definitely time to go elf stripping. Yeah, that's an vote. That's back from 2021 when I broke my wrist. Witchwood was the first game I really played after all of that. Alright, but that said, friends, we are going to raid on into Sky Blue Arts because they are an amazing bean, extremely relaxing, and a lot of fun to watch. So I am going to get that raid started to them. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for keeping me company today. Low energy stream, but that's okay. They happen. And yeah, it is Thursday, so no stream this evening for myself or Zero Wolf, and no stream tomorrow for the weekend, as tomorrow is a D&D night, and then it's the weekend. So we will see you all on Monday. I will be back Monday morning, probably with Wander Star, Rhyme, or, well, one of the games. It'll be Rhyme, Wander Stars, or Crosscode. One of the three. But yeah, it should be a normal week next week. So a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday game, and then Thursday crafting. So yeah, thank you everyone for keeping me company today. And until we see each other again, stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to always, always, always stay crafty. And before I forget, thank you for all of the love today with the kibble biddies and the subs and the resubs and the hype trains and the Steam gifts, because you all are crazy beans. And I don't know where I would be without all of you. So thank you for that. And until we see each other again, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Take care, everyone.
Arts, or you can call me Savannah. I'm a 2D animator, an artist, and I'm also a variety streamer. Welcome on, guys. Hope you had a fantastic time over on Crafties or the Adventure Network stream, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Ajiro, welcome on, and hope you're doing well. We're just getting started on Tamagotchi Life. I'm just going through, oh yes, I'm on helium right now. I do apologize. I'm currently just going through introducing the new residents I added onto the island, which I introduced Fluttershy and Rarity from My Little Pony. And now we've moved on to the next person, who is Mega. Oh. Thank you for the bits, Melina. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, we've added Mega.